in life.
Yep. Hey guys, StarCraft here, and I got a returning guest and a new guest, Bianca, and the new guest, Tavia. Welcome aboard,
No.
Tavia. Why not have you on for a while?
Yep.
Oh, I can hear my echo. I can hear my echo. Oh, never mind. My bad. I have my video going. I have my video going at the same time on YouTube. Hate when I do that. But yeah, so here, you probably saw in the thumbnail, we're going to be talking about the Masters of the Universe Revelation and how everyone's losing their mind over it.
Yep. Well, that's surprise.
Yeah. And the funny thing is, the reason why I'm blashing out at some people lately, I don't like the last shout, but it's because I've had to be dumped on for months, and it feels like this is just confirming their reasons to dump on me, claiming I'm not a real fan. Yeah. Look what I have here. The entire DC.
Oh, there's comics.
All the DC ones. I have a bunch of my toys. They're back at my parents' house, but I collected the toys growing up. I watched the original. I watched the 2000 series. I watched She-Ra, not the recent one. I tried to get through the recent one. I watched the New Adventures. I've seen it all. But to these guys, oh, you're not agreeing with us? You're not tearing it to shreds? You're not a real fan.
Fuck those assholes. I take them to fuck off.
Yeah, exactly. It's like the reason why I have such faith in this, and I've said this for a while, is because Rob David is involved. The guy who was the main spear runner of these comics. The guy who basically was the one who got it back on track when Keith Giffen did far worse than this show ever did.
I know those comics. I don't know the detail of their story.
Oh yeah. In the first couple of issues, in the first main mini, and in the first 6 issues of the ongoing, and the DC versus Masters of the Universe crossover.
Oh yeah, Injustice versus Masters of the Universe.
No, not Injustice. This is the DC Universe. This was in the New 52 version of it. Hold on.
Oh, there was a New 52.
New 52.
This one. Yeah, this one.
Oh, that crossover. I know.
Yeah, but Keith Giffen, he wrote Tila like an Uber. Now this was the Uber dyke bitch. Yeah, I'm not kidding. She was a major bitch. She was just such a bitch. And for no reason, she had no explanation. This is just what she was. I mean, and then with Orko, Orko became the bad guy. Turns out he helped Skeletor and everything, and everyone's like, oh, screw Skeletor, fuck him. Who cares about him? But Rob David gets involved. He takes more of a hands-on approach. Tila dyes her hair red and starts to mellow out quite a bit. It takes a while, but they transition to her mellowing out. And Orko, it's actually revealed in during the penultimate issue of that Masters of the Universe comic. Now, obviously, Rob David couldn't fix all of the issues. He couldn't reverse it all. So he mediated the damage by having it be that, now in this version of events, Horde Prime was Hordak's father. In this version.
Oh my gosh.
And his skull, Horde Prime was the leader of the Horde. Hordak is the villain from She-Ra. Horde Prime was the leader.
That villain.
Yeah, well, in this version, he was Hordak's father. But his skull remained and Skeletor had it. Well, Orko found out about it before anyone else could. He went there and tried to destroy it. It backfired and ended up opening up all of his mental blocks and everything and made him a villain. And after Skeletor will reveal it, and even Skeletor said he had respect for the little guy, everyone is just, they feel so bad. They're like, poor, sweet, funny little Orko. He lost his soul trying to save us. And even Dio is saying, and we barely give him a second thought while we fought Hordak's conquest of Eternia. And you just brushed him off. Yeah. Now, unfortunately, at the end of it all, Orko is killed off. They had no choice. He was.
So it's canon.
Damn it!
Well, canon within the DC He-Man stuff.
The DC universe, not.
Well, no. Actually, no. The DC Universe stuff was its own little thing that was similar to the New 52. But as far as the He-Man comics that DC published, it was canon with that.
Oh, it's canon to the He-Man side, not the DC side.
Yeah, exactly. Whereas, but yeah, so that was Rob David, and he started holding on to it going forward. And that's why I knew it was in good hands. And every time I would bring it up to people, it's going to be woke. They just kept dismissing me every time I would bring it up. It's like, guys, here's why I have my faith. You should have faith. Nope. Look at these rumors. Yeah, I do not see.
Don't give me giant shiny woo information. What
Agreed.
I'm going rumor
Exactly.
I always wait.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, and I say this. Oh, she's going to gain the power of He-Man, become She-Man. No, here's what I think. Yeah, here's what I think. And this is what I still think is going to happen. They're going to fully realize her being the daughter of the sorceress, which puts her on par with Adam.
That's what I saw in the very first episode.
They didn't hint to that.
Especially episode 4. Episode 4, they hinted on. Yeah. They really now. Teela still doesn't know. She knows she has something special about her, and I did love how Man at Arms tried to tell her, and Evil Lynn cuts him off like, "We don't have time for this. He's family feuding." It's like I'm like, oh God, he was going to tell her.
Yeah, that would be great, but I think the Evil at the win. Yeah. Well, we were trying to go. Like, we don't have time for this, but. Fair is fair. They want to keep that still, but again, it's clear they're going for that. You see Teela's glowing. That's the sorceress's glow. It's clear, and her power briefly charged everyone. Now, I don't think she has much power because there's only so much inherited power you can have. So she's not a super overpowered.
Yeah, now it's the condition of the world. Now it's how the world is, but
especially since she's just starting.
Magic.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, you have stuff like that. But again, I'm telling people this stuff. Doesn't matter. Insider info. Oh, and I'm like, He-Man.
What insider info? Like, give me facts, actual evidence, like information.
Oh yeah, but unfortunately, you have Clownfish and all the others constantly pushing this stuff, saying this is fact, this is it, and for a whole year. For a whole year. Worse than anything else. This is worse than anything I've seen when it comes to any of the other media. It took them a whole year of building up this rage. Boy, now they have a hate mob. That's what they have, a hate mob.
That sounds familiar. That would just...
Yeah, what does it sound like? But nope, we're the good guys. We represent the fans. We're the real fans. You're the real fans. Then why aren't you connecting lore stuff? Because they don't want context. That's what I've noticed. Those who are still complaining about the show, now, are there those who are giving legit complaints? Yes.
Yes, of course.
There are those who feel, there are people who feel like this doesn't fit. Okay, I feel it fits. But to those that don't, okay.
Fine. That's your opinion.
Yeah, but to those who are saying Kevin Smith lied, this is Teela's show. I mean, okay. Yes, Kevin really should have reined it in. He should have reined it in.
It was confusing. I'm like, how would you not know it's mostly focused on Teela?
Not that first time when he corrected Clownfish. That first time, no, Clownfish was wrong. Absolutely wrong.
Mm-hmm. The Clownfish wanted to push his own story. No, I'm everything like I want to. No, you idiot! Like, you need actual content before you jump the gun.
Exactly. And here's the thing: no one wants to wait for the release. No one wants to wait for the. Oh, hold on a second. I got my weather emergency alarm going off. You two keep talking. I gotta turn off or I hear it.
Okay. Yeah.
Did you finish it?
Yeah, I finished it actually on Friday thing before I saw Snake Eyes, which that movie is so disappointing. This show I did perform better than that movie.
Nice.
I did that when
I'm back. Sorry about that.
That was fast.
It wasn't that far off. It's just in the other room, but yeah, though. I mean, now of course. They pick and choose stuff from this continuity. Like, for example, Skeletor is not He-Man's uncle in this version. That was made very clear in the first episode.
I'm fine with that.
Oh, yeah.
That
he wasn't in the 80s. In the 81,
I didn't even know.
In other versions, he is. He is known as Keldor. He was King Randor's half-brother. Technically older brother, but because his parentage was a... not well liked, and he was technically a bastard child too.
Oh.
Yeah, unfortunately, he wasn't able to become king but instead Randor did. And then eventually threw in was Hordak. Things got acid thrown in his face, and eventually became Skeletor.
Wow, how boring! That's not a boring origin story I heard in my life. Like what? Like I think better origin story than that. Too bad Skeletor one.
Trust me, it's actually well written in some versions. Trust me, it is well written. I was not dumping on it.
So there's the He-Man and then there's the DC Universe comics.
There's the DC Universe.
Yeah, there's also Injustice. There's Injustice He-Man. And that crossover was freaking awesome.
Oh yeah,
it was insane.
It was, especially once we got to with some of the comments, like when we got to Eternity War. Oh yeah, that was pretty damn awesome because you basically had it's them versus Hordak, but at the same time, you have Skeletor in the background trying to build himself up until he can finally overthrow Hordak, and then he becomes the big villain.
Yeah, and then Judge vs. He-Man with Judge He-Man fight He-Man, and it goes freaking nuts with that crossover. I got that crossover.
The crossover was, but that was different. The crossover was different, but
that was different. It's a bit out of Superman ending. Even though I don't like Evil Superman, I will admit having Evil Superman ass was badass. Holy shit! He gets back at tomorrow. He fights Skeletor, fights Darkseid. It's so awesome.
Oh yeah, that was. But the Eternity War is something different. But here's the thing.
Yeah.
Okay, Bianca, since you only saw the first episode, you haven't seen this, so spoiler. But Tavia, you have. The form Skeletor took at the end. Does that look familiar?
Oh yeah, it does.
It looks almost just like this. And notice, and notice also, what did he say? Now I, Skeletor, am master of the universe, just like the movie.
Yeah.
Just like the Frank Langella line from the movie. I love that. Because I love Frank Langella's Skeletor from the live-action movie. It's probably the only good thing about it.
Yeah, I've not seen that movie, but I did it.
Oh, trust me, if you see his clip, if you see the clips with him talking, he
was having fun.
Yeah, it's one of his favorite roles. It's one of his favorite roles. But like I said, I have faith that this is doing well. Now again, were there flaws? Of course, nothing's perfect.
Nothing perfect.
I do not care for how bitchy Tila was. And at the end of the second episode, she's like, "The work can burn. You kept secrets." It's like,
to be fair, and her defense, she wanted to lie to you, and I do understand where she's coming from because she heard.
Oh no, that's why I understand it to a point. But when it's the fate of the universe, that's where she's coming off really bratty.
Yeah, that's true. But she did learn at the from.
Oh yeah, Cringer. Once Cringer talked to her, she realized. Okay, I can't deny it. And I think that's the thing people are forgetting.
What would Adam do?
Yeah, what would Adam do? And I think that's the thing people are forgetting. She's grieving still.
Yeah.
It's been like who knows how long time has passed. She's been ignoring that grief. She's been denying that grief. I think people don't get that. Again, they don't want the context. They just want to look at the surface level and be like, oh, this matches the surface level. That's all we need.
People don't understand about a story. Yeah, beginning, middle, and
we're at the halfway point. We're at the halfway point. This is just the first quarter. Hey, Dominic.
Of a story.
Hey, Dom. If you want to join us, I can send you a link.
Yep.
We might having more people on.
So I did have a question.
Yeah.
In some versions, Skeletor is the uncle of He-Man. In the comics of the DC Universe or the regular He-Man comics, were any of them his uncles?
The only time he was the uncle was hold on. The only time he was the uncle was when in the 2000 series, the Matthew Young Productions.
Oh,
the 2002 series?
Yeah, yeah. And in the DC comics were the only times they started doing that more.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
Yeah, it was a more later introduction, not the current stuff.
Not in the 80s. The 80s, it was more.
Yeah, the 80s, he was like from some other dimension that worked with Hordak.
Which apparently, from what I remember, I think from Light issue, She-Ra cannot be on the show because Light issue. It's just a complete clusterfuck Light because. Why?
Mm-hmm.
Why not? What's She-Ra doing this story?
It is a rights issue.
Yeah.
I hate rights.
Yeah, it is. She does deserve to be here, but for all we know, she's probably still doing with Hordak.
Which makes sense. You know what? Fine. You want to She-Ra and separate? Fine. But you gotta connect something with the two characters.
Like a mention.
Oh yeah. They should have had a mention or something. I agree with that completely, but it wasn't going to happen, and I bet you they wish they could have, but
they had a power of Grace going on in the first episode of She-Ra. That made me happy. Mm-hmm. And that's the one we get to He-Man.
Yeah,
it's kind of shame, but
but again, no, it's fine for what it is.
It's fine.
But again, now also the other stuff. oh, they race bent Andra and King Grayskull, neither of which existed in the 80s version. I mean, Andra technically, but she was from the Stars comics. That doesn't count at all.
I know what Star Comics, so I don't really care.
That was the Marvel. That was the Marvel's comics that tied into the cartoon.
Makes sense.
Oh,
gotcha, yeah. The only time she ever appeared outside of that was one appearance during the Injustice versus Master of the Universe.
The Injustice versus He-Man crossover.
He was Tila's evil counterpart helping fake her out at the beginning. That's the only other time we've ever seen her. And then, but again, different universe. So they bring her in.
This is okay. It's not that big of a change then. It's not that big of a deal.
Yeah, it's like this is a new take on the character, but everyone's like, oh, they race bent her. Is it really race bending if they're from another universe? Really?
No. Really.
Multiverse.
Like King Grayskull. King Grayskull only appeared in the DC Comics version and in the 2000 series because that's when he was introduced. And yeah, he was both white guys here. But you read the comic, he not only is he black, they never bring up his race at any point, so I don't call that a tokenization. And they have it be that he is white, his wife is white, and he has two sons, one black, one white, and the white one is the one who becomes hero.
I don't get these people. Like the difference between race bending and tokenizing. Okay, that's right. That word may make no sense anymore. But wait back up. Like once you can bring out the routine into account, like the black human situation, which that thing is a complete mess. It could be cluttered by itself. But yeah, the manga be doing so. That's more Bowser. That's a different character altogether. You know what? Yeah. Fine. You want to do my Bowser? Go with. But for the movie they're doing, it's reboot movie. They're doing a black Clark Kent, which. Why? That's a bad idea. Like even my reviews had a bad idea because that's a complete mess in itself.
Yeah, but still though, when it came to with here though, like I said, different universe, all that shit,
different rules,
different rules and everything. And again, him being black,
who cares?
I mean no offense to anyone who watches this when I say this. Oh, looks like she got dropped. Don't worry, I'll get her back in. But don't worry, she'll be back. I'm pretty sure she just got bumped. But yeah, I say this: it's just a coat of paint. That's all it is. It's a coat of paint. There's nothing else with it. And hold on, I'll find out what's going on.
Hey, China made a scene in that too at Isaac and Hector, and I even blacked that in that show, and I didn't do anything. It was cool. And Isaac and that was awesome.
Yeah, it's like why I didn't complain too much about the when they made April black in the Rise of the Ninja Turtles, but I didn't care for everything else about the character. It was like
that show was a complete mess.
I
know what you're talking about that show.
Yep, the Rise of series, the second Nickelodeon series.
I also didn't have I was like, okay, different universe, she's black, but I'm just like, oh,
but not everything else. Everything else. It's not even her character.
Everything was just so bad.
It was April name only. She wasn't even April. It was just.
It wasn't April at all. It was a different character, just some cyberpunk.
Yeah, exactly.
Cyberpunk. I could play cyberpunk or put their decks.
Exactly. I mean, the Casey Jones.
God! At the very end. Good God! And they kept going.
What did Casey Jones in that show? What they do?
Oh no! At the very final episode, they reveal Casey. It's a girl.
What?
She was looking for the foot until the very end, where she didn't reveal, my name's Casey Jones.
Honestly, she was more Casey Jones than April.
Oh yeah. Oh no, that's true. He was more Casey Jones than April was April. I will agree with that.
So now everybody's wondering, are they going to keep a friendship or are they going to have a relationship? And
but of course that was the final episode though, so they didn't have to worry about that.
Oh, you didn't hear?
Oh no! Yeah, they're doing a movie. I forgot they're doing a movie.
What? Why?
To wrap it up, I think to give a proper send off. I think
better than the 2012 ending.
I said 2012 was. Well, I didn't. Well, okay. What was the ending for the 2012 series?
Some sort of apocalypse. Like the turtles are like kind of like. Oh my gosh, what do you call it? They're like deformed and everything. Some characters died, and then when everybody asked,
hold on again. Alarm's going off again.
That's fine.
Yeah.
I guess I will wait.
I'm
just so jealous of your mic. You sound so good and so clear.
Thank you. Yeah. Okay. So I just got it for my birthday. Speaking of my birthday's coming actually in August this month. So.
Oh my gosh! Happy early birthday!
Thing. I don't need that going off.
Thank you.
And when people were asking like, this makes no sense, what the heck happened? The creators are like, oh, this is a different universe, and I'm like, okay, so what happened? Like in their universe, that we didn't get anything. It was just that was the ending. Some random universe where it's post-apocalyptic and like everything's like a desert or whatever.
So kind of like Mad Max.
Yeah.
Weird. That's a weird ending to end your show. Then again, I think that would not be the plan. I was thinking it's been that more of a special episode that's not in a series finale. Yeah, they probably have that story.
They probably have more, but remember, technically that was when they were the tails of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and they already knew. They were told, yeah, this is your last season. What do you mean? Oh, yeah, we got another one already in the works. Why do I think this was done as a screw you to Nickelodeon?
Yeah, so
it feels more like it was a screw you. We're gonna go out on the final episode that we want. That's for funsies.
Yeah, we're going out all the way. So
that would mean however they ended it in the prior episode was probably the actual finale.
That makes sense. So the prior episode was probably the real finale, but the special were just one shots. So kind of like special episodes.
Although I did like how that last season was once again tying back in with the original '80s series.
Yeah, they actually did a crossover with '82. That made me happy.
Yeah, they did a crossover, and they continued on with that throughout. The other one where Bebop and Rocksteady trying to learn, but they felt like, ooh.
One crossover I was hoping they were going to do in that show with 2003. I want to call it that show, but
the 4 Kids video, that was never going to happen.
That was not going to happen because we got Turtles Forever, which is bad.
Turtles Forever, I actually liked when you see the full version of it, not the cut-up version of it.
The crossover, right?
Yeah.
I actually liked it, and I learned everybody hated it, and I'm like,
trust me, I like it in a vacuum, is what I mean.
Yeah.
I like it in a vacuum.
The thing that annoyed me, the
Turtles were treated like jokes.
Wimps. Yeah, that made me mad.
Well, here's what I also look at it. Given how the events that led up to their coming here, I look at this with a divergence from right before the Red Sky crossovers.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah, but because remember, it ended in a similar spot. They're basically they caused the Technodrome to get sucked in, except in this case, it looks like Donatello did things differently.
Yeah. So the 2012 when they called it 80 again, 2012. I was sorry to make it. Yeah, they were the voice actors. That made me happy. I was so happy not to call it making it bad instead of fun. I was so crying at the show up. That was so funny. Like, the entire universe. With the main man went to it.
Yep. Oh yeah. And the fact that finding that Krang was actually a one of the Krang from
2012. Yeah.
Yep.
But that was
exactly.
funny.
Yep, exactly. And then it's like that explains a lot. That explains a lot. Oh, hey, we got another. We have the other Bianca Zombie in the comments.
Hello.
Yep. So we got 2 Biancas here.
Yep.
But still, what's been going on with the Masters of the Universe stuff? It's just like this was entertaining.
Yeah, it was bad. The animation, it's same thing with Castlevania. That made me so happy. I love that animation. That animation, the Castlevania, Blood of Zeus. I love that show. So bad on them. Yeah, I will make the story at the end, but it's creepy quality. Creepy quality always good, and I love the play at the end. It's awesome. And I feel bad for Hela. Hela, on that show, you feel bad because Zeus is kind of an asshole, but to be
honest, I still haven't watched it all, so I want to. So it's less spoilers and more the fact I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
But Dion's going to be showing up in a moment. But yeah, though, it's just I got enjoyment out of it. Again, like I said, there are issues. There are issues, but it's just like they're not major, and the ending
very minor.
Yeah, and good lord, the ending was great. It's just
the ending was dark. We did what? I didn't see that one coming.
No, I don't think Adam's dead again. I don't think he's dead again. He was
dead.
He was stabbed in the side, and you have the sorcerer still up above getting repowered.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure he's gonna. Now, Kevin Smith did say, "Oh, I can't believe they let him kill me twice in one episode." I'm like, No, he was joking. He's joking. He's being a smartass.
Yeah, like that's the point. It's just what the behind the scene.
Bianca, it wasn't what people expected. You're putting it mildly. Was how people are reacting.
People are reacting like, this thing we were China. Okay.
Oh yeah.
People like the 80s cartoon. Well, it actually does have a moment. It was cheesy at the time because one, it didn't take it so seriously because one 80, I get it. Two, it part of its time. Like people need to realize.
Oh yeah, I mean, could the whole show be like the first episode of the series? Not really. It was kind of good for this one. It was good for this one, but
yeah.
Where every ending is just her whining.
Yeah.
Oh,
hey,
hey, good afternoon, everybody.
Yep. So, hey, you want to give us your thoughts on Masters of the Universe Revelation?
Yeah, sure. Well, I was able to finish it yesterday, and it was pretty fast. I did not know.
Yeah.
I didn't know it was gonna be that short. Which.
Neither did I.
Yeah, because today, still today, it scratched my head on why release this as a two-parter rather than release the whole series.
Like what they did with She-Ra and the She-Ra one, where they were instead of doing it in parts.
That was That's what they've done. That's what a lot of cartoons do these days. They just do 13 episode seasons these days.
Yeah. I think Voltron did that thing as well when it was its first season. Not 5 episodes, I think it was 6. I don't remember.
Maybe. You're right. I think at one point they did do that in separate, but
yeah, they were separate.
But Dom. So, but what did you think about like the things people are complaining about? What's your take on that?
What I can say is, it's not the dumpster fire that we all feared. Mm-hmm. However, it's not a masterpiece either.
Oh no!
That's true. I heard it in 5 out of 5. Looking back, maybe I should turn it 4 out of 5. But it's still a good fun show. It's badass.
It's just nice, It's a good watch.
Yeah.
But I thought it was fine. And when I rewatch it, I may not, because
I went for part 2 coming up soon, obviously.
Are they going to focus more on Adam and He-Man? Are they going to rename it He-Man and the Masters of the Universe, or keep it the Masters of the Universe?
Keep it Masters of the Universe.
Because we're getting 2 after the He-Man show. We're getting this show, another He-Man show from Netflix. I think it was many other.
Yeah, they have the other one that's more for kids.
Oh, that's right. I heard it's going to be a sequel instead of a...
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
No, you can go.
Yeah, because that one actually worried me because if they're all going that way, oh no, they're gonna do something stupid. They're gonna see them go, aren't they? Like all with that show. I swear to God, if they're going down now, team, I'm gonna be pissed because I dealt with that with Final Catch War, with that garbage.
Well, I went in expecting to hate this. I was going in expecting to hate it.
I was actually excited.
Not this one. I meant the other one. The one never making the other He-Man show made for kids.
The 80s or the 2002?
Yeah, I do agree with Bianca Zombie. Yeah, I think. I do think Adam's going to swing back. I think that's definite. I just think they needed to do this so Skeletor can get the sword and then gain the power.
Get the power. But he had a backup plan, and so
I love that. What if Skeletor was competent?
Yep. And playing Montana, the voice with Skeletor, perfection. Like he had fun.
Yeah, but he does sound like Joker though. Still, let's be honest, it's still his Joker voice, just a little.
He does, yes, but it's still tons of fun.
Oh, it is. But in fact, you had Alan Oppenheimer as Mothman.
Yeah, that was great.
The original Skeletor.
Yeah, that was great.
I can do a pretty good job, can't I?
and I saw they were trying to keep the dialogue like almost 80s cheesy.
Yeah, I think Mark definitely did that. It felt like because he's both being a threat and yet he still gets those goofball moments. Like when the cuts him off and everything.
You're shouting for the episode. Me and Champion. I found Grad. I cut the fish in my foot.
And here's the other thing I was saying. To those who are saying, "Oh, Andras Tila's girlfriend," it's like Korasami again. Then what?
No.
Actually, that nah. No, because I could tell from like
episode 3.
Yeah,
I
I have
mean,
seen
you
like
can
a
tell, like,
couple.
yeah, I mean, you can tell from the first 3 episodes that they are genuinely friends,
Yeah,
and
fine.
nothing more. And
but
while I still don't agree with the race swaps with Andra and Grayskull, I can at least tell that Andra is being handled decently in
oh,
contrast
Yeah.
to Tila.
well, we were saying this earlier. I have no question with what was going on with King Greatskull and Anja because it's just I don't mean it to be as offensive or anything or being I mean, but I just look at it as a coat of paint. They don't bring up anything about their race anywhere in it. None of that stuff. It is just simply a coat of paint, but they're still being the characters. Like King Greatskull,
No.
we haven't seen a King Greatskull in this version of things.
Well,
Or
we did
anything.
in the He-Man 2002
Oh,
series.
up, be right back. Wait, right back one more time. I gotta get my flag. Apparently, there's a big storm warning, so I don't want my flag to get trashed.
Take your
Okay.
time.
Yep.
All right.
We actually did have an appearance of Grayskull and He-Man through the 2002 series. So that was actually the picture. That was like who that was the image of who Grayskull is that people recognize. It's just when the tie-in comic was made, people took issue that he was race banned, and a fan took uh, expressed that concern in social media and pretty much say, why not just make an original character that happens to be black or another race instead of race swapping an established character? And I will say the one of the writers for Masters of the Universe Revelations did not handle that well because it just you just prove that one fan's point.
Mm-hmm.
I can see that.
I can understand that criticism.
But I was surprised when I saw to see Hero in essentially heaven. Like, wait a minute, why is the son of Adam and Tila not is in heaven? He's not born. You're like, oh wait a minute, no, this is the previous Hero, not the one that we
Yeah, I
know.
just learned that too, and
Yeah.
I'm like, I was so confused.
I'm back. What did I miss?
And not much. We really talking about he's referring to one who's been killed, but also referring to heaven and the hell.
Oh
I think
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Dominic, you explain.
Okay, so I was so my initial confusion of seeing Hero, like, wait a minute, why is the son of Adam and Tila
There's two
in
heroes. There's two heroes.
Yeah,
There's one.
that's why I was telling them like, oh wait a minute, no, that's the previous hero,
Yeah,
not
that's
the
Yeah,
other
right.
hero we
that
Not
know.
the
was awesome.
reincarnation.
That is smart because
Oh
holy
yeah.
shit! There's only you. We just explore some of the part we already characters. I would love to see all his backstory. If someone can see that some story after done with this story, let's go back to those characters' story. Those are the
Yeah,
lot more
I would
interesting.
love that. But yeah, like I was saying, it was King Grayskull before I left. That, like I said, it's just a coat of paint, like I said, because
Yeah.
it doesn't change anything about them. It's like even in the comic, they had it be that he had his wife is white. I forgot her name, but yeah, and and they had a white son and a black son. And but the funny thing is, both of their names were tied in the hero.
Yeah.
Yeah, let me
That
get the
makes sense.
comic and what their names were because one of them is the name that the future, Adam and Tila's son went by, like what his real name is. Hold on, let me look. It was oh jeez, come on. Okay, Bro is the white son, so that's obviously Hero, and the other one was come on, Dare, but it's Dare or whatever.
Dark
Interesting.
greetings.
Yeah, but I know I saw a little bit of what we do in the shadows in there for fun.
I love that movie.
Gotcha.
Oh,
Gotcha.
nice.
Yeah, but like I said though, but yeah, you have that now. Dare gets killed off, and Ro is the surviving child. Okay, that's
Dark.
oh yeah, that is dark, but it's also the reason why. Yeah, it was all in this, which was good. And I read it, and everyone's saying, "Oh, they race bent. That's all they focus on." It's like, did you even read it? I mean, okay, yeah, it's a jumble mess. It is wordy as all hell. I will openly admit it. It is.
Familiar.
There's so much going on in here, and yes, they set up the whole notion about the secrets. Although this does make Randor out to be more of an asshole in this, because in here, this one, while he doesn't know that Adam is He-Man, he is talking about how, the King Grayskull was the last time the champion was tied directly, or hero was tied directly to the throne. After that, it hasn't been. And so I'm like, so why? I mean, I get you're pissed off because he died. And that was one thing I hated. I hated how Randor threatened. Now, banishing, okay. I can accept the banishing. Threatening execution?
What the hell?
That was too far.
Like, it went by sacrifice. Like, the demons would have been screwed. Like, he's saying the entire universe. Even as he tried to defend Adam.
Yeah.
He's just pissed off.
Yeah. But I'm going to say, but the king threatening execution was the bridge. That was the case where I'm like, no, Randor would never threaten. Again, the banishment, yes.
Fine.
I can understand the banishment. Threatening execution for him performing his man of arms duty. Now, I know
extreme.
And I know some people complain that man at arms, someone loyal to the throne being so like down his luck, like, oh, they ruined him. He lost. Adam died under his watch.
Yeah, he's trying to defend Adam like a He-Man. Like,
yeah, Hominus, I get it. We know you don't care for it, but we are trying to make go back and forth. We're acknowledging there's flaws, but not everything was that bad, like I've said.
Well, not everything actually is horrible. Like, people actually need to realize, like, look, it's a different interpretation, a different story. Yeah, it is the 80s cartoon. I have no idea. I know what the 80s cartoon. I watched part of it.
I did, and I do. But I do feel like it's one of those cases where when you have something that kept the status quo, something that was mostly pure and innocent, and then you later on try to add in more serious elements. Yeah, there's going to be cases where you're feeling like these characters are acting out of character, but that's because they're in situations that they didn't have to deal with in the original show. I mean, the most we ever saw from Man-at-Arms being flabbergasted was when he thought that he had to tell them one time that Adam had died, and then or He-Man had died, and thus Adam was dead. But then Adam shows up, and he's just like, how?
I remember that.
How? And then later you're like, I don't understand any of this. That makes two of us. That's how they handled it back then. It was a joke. It was a joke.
That's funny.
He built up the drama, but it was a joke. That's not going to fly if you're trying to do.
That's not going to fly after these days, right? These days you got to go with.
First, Alzamat, I do. First of all, throwing the sorceress under the bus, and then groveling to Tila. First of all, okay, you're right. Okay, when did he explain that when he's thrown under the bus? Now, the begging or the kneeling towards Tila, he was being respectful, asking for forgiveness to his surrogate daughter, his adopted daughter. I do not think that was bad at all, because he's just like, please forgive me, because they didn't have a chance for the forgiveness because he stormed off however long ago it was. He never had a chance to ask for forgiveness. Now he has that chance to do that. That's how I read it.
Speaking of do you want to talk? Let's get to Orko and he's actually talking to Tila and talking to Man-at-Arms. That was sad. That was depressing. Like, with magic gone and the way she's losing his memory. Like, that broke my heart because, that was sad, depressing. Like, that news, but he went out like a badass and trying to win the portal open and keep it not the Skeletor, but I forget
Skeleglow.
Yeah, Skeleglow. Who tried?
You want to know who voiced him? You want to know who voiced him? Tony Todd.
I know, right?
Yeah. Awesome. I don't want to hear that.
When Sorceress compelled Man-at-Arms to secrecy, he would have respected the decision to keep the secret, not apologize. He signaled Sorceress made a bad decision. Again, I think it's more of a case of I get what you're saying. I do. Yeah. I'm not going to fully argue with that, but I don't think it's as bad as you're making out. I think it's a case where he's being emotional in that moment. He's trying to put context into it. And, B, we can hear a dog in the background.
I'm so sorry.
But I do think it's more of a case where he's in an emotionally compromised place. Yeah. And now, Now, yes, he's apologizing, but I think he was taking the brunt of it. I don't think he was throwing the sorcerers under the bus. I think he was just more saying, like, I take full responsibility. If he had thrown the sorcerers under the bus verbally, like directly, I would completely agree. But I do not look at it like, I look at it like he was taking it like, Now, I also don't like how they imply almost everyone but Randor and Tila know by that point. Then I'm like, okay, now they're just being dumb.
Yeah.
Now, the Queen figuring out, we were already hinted off to that in the original show. That was already hinted off to.
That was probably established during the 80s show.
They hinted that she knew, but the King, completely oblivious. But
which makes sense because the King had the fucking Orange Kingdom.
But the Queen, who's from Earth, by the way, remember? I
didn't know about that. Oh.
She was an astronaut from Earth. She was an astronaut from Earth who landed on Eternia, was found by the King, and they fell in love. That's why the Christmas special.
That means He-Man is half human, half Eternia.
Yep, and that's why. Yep, that's why. Okay, again, hold on.
Oh, we talked about this.
Yeah, we did talk about this.
You become otherwise to see just dumb or family have to keep some secrets so they can be safe. I mean, seriously, have no.
Yeah, but I don't think though to this degree. I do not think, especially because she felt, and I do kind of agree. At some point, by this point, Tila should have been brought in at some point.
She should have known about that.
She grew up with Adam. It feels like at some point, I mean, that's one of the things that the DC Comics glossed over was, oh boy, Kevin Smith turned off comments on his live stream. Wow. I wouldn't blame him, no. I'll personally, with everything going on, he probably wouldn't get a word in. But like I was saying, though, that's one thing, unfortunately, the DC Comics glossed over because it already opened up with everyone finding out about Adam's identity right off the bat. And,
I was wondering that. Like, I'm new to the show, and I'm wait, everybody knew except her, but why though?
That's what confusing me. I didn't know about that.
They went overboard with that. I mean, again, having be everyone in that room knew, yes. Having it be implying that everyone else in the kingdom knew, but Tila and Randor. Now, again, I think we could be making just a big assumption there. I admit, we could be making an assumption there, but.
Because I don't think the entire kingdom knew at the Shiva Chiva. No. My best guess, if I'm going by memory, not from the show, from this show.
Yep. Hold on. Tila should have figured out. Oh, no, they don't. No, if you go by the original 80s, yes. But
in the original 80s, yes. But that was more because.
But that was because of the figures, Whereas they always intended for the Shazam thing. They always intended the Shazam.
Cut the mobile.
From the beginning.
Cut the mobile.
Yeah, from the very beginning, they always intended the Shazam method. But they never had a chance to do it because of limited animation and the toys.
Yeah, where was the budget?
So when you look at them in this version, of the show.
You can see the difference.
You can see a big difference. Yeah, you're not going to tell, Adam and He-Man are the same thing. They just have champagne blonde hair and regular blonde hair. No, it's like their faces are very tight or very masculine, manly. Exactly. You're not going to tell the difference that much.
And He-Man, A cartoon was more like badass or kick out and take a name.
That's the other thing. When people complain saying how, Teeler's better than Adam, she's always been better than Adam. Always.
Adam, He-Man, not so much.
Oh no, He-Man, not so much. In fact, and they show that during the fight and her fight during her fear fight. She got her ass handed to her.
Yeah.
She kept up, yes. Yes, she did keep up, but she still lost. It was only when Skeletor started taunting her and she activated her sorceress abilities that she finally started to win. But even then, no, obviously she didn't defeat him. That took Orko doing it.
Yeah, that's Orko did beat, right? And with the demon talk about his shadow.
People want to complain about Orko saying, technically he was more powerful, but unfortunately because of his magic and Eternia caused it to blow up in his face. Most people don't know that, I'm afraid. Most people, and everyone's saying, everyone loved Orko.
Really? Why do people then compare him saying he's the snarf of the Masters of the Universe? I hate this. Now, did Kevin Smith...
Did I miss something?
Did Kevin blow it out of proportion? Now, did Kevin blow it out of proportion, saying everyone hated him? Oh, yeah. He definitely blew that out of proportion. But to say everyone adored him? No, not everyone. Some people thought he was a scrappy. They thought he was the snarf.
Yeah, people keep forgetting about that in the 80s. People keep forgetting that. Not a lot of people like that character. Which, to be fair, I get what people got in the 80s, but again, I was born in the 90s, so I don't know that comparison. But yeah. But again, people keep on saying that. I thought it was well handled here, especially stuff with him and Evil Lynn. I love that commentating. It was great commentating between Evil Lynn.
Can I ask you a personal question? No, they didn't call me evil. That came later. I smiled.
I named myself that. That was great.
Yeah, I named myself. That was cute. That was so cute. And again, the fact that everyone's like, oh, they don't need no men. What do you call Beastman then?
But
Beastman was there because Evil Lynn, it's useless without her magic. They made that very clear. So she needed a man to protect her. Also, Tila chose to go for man at arms. Tila was the one who said, we need man at arms. It's not saying the sorcerer said, you need man at arms. Okay, if we have to. No.
Tila went to man at arms to get help.
Exactly. And if people saying they didn't care about the men, again, where are they getting this
from? Did you watch the show? I'm sorry, what
about Roboto? He was a guy.
Yeah, he kicked that. You got a robot, and he was awesome.
Yeah, and again...
Speaking of a bad guy, let's get to another girl out there with the fish guy. Merman. That made me happy.
Kevin Conroy is Merman.
Yeah, that was great.
Hey, Dom, what do you say about what we've just been rambling about? Just people claiming they mishandled characters. Do you agree, besides what we were just talking about with Tila and Randor, do you agree they mishandled Orko, for example?
I don't think they did. They played around with his characterization from the 80s, while also incorporating his characterization from the 2002 series, which actually is very seamless. It actually plays around on why his magic isn't as performance as it is, because he is powerful.
He was incompetent. He was never confident enough, and so many times when he's doing the spells, he's thinking the literalness of it and not thinking about the practicalness.
The actual practical of it.
It was so cute.
Well, yeah, with the bubble.
Yeah, with the bubble, that was adorable. That made me laugh.
Cringer. I love Cringer. I love Cringer in this because he felt like, you named me Cringer. Not that you were wrong, given how I know a thing or two about fear. And that's the other thing is, that whole bit, when Cringer's the one who talked her down, have you noticed, from episodes 3 and 4, Tila mellowed down.
Yeah, she mellowed down. She became a better person. She was like, oh, shit.
Then she met up with Adam again.
Yeah, and that was sweet. That made me happy.
First, they lost Orko. She was immediately to turn on Evil Lynn, which makes sense.
I don't blame her on this. I'm on her side.
I mean, I wanted to hit her still for that. I'm like, okay, shut up, bitch. Evil Lynn couldn't do anything about it. But it's also understandable because you're like, yeah.
She lost her best friend.
Exactly. What? And Evil Lynn could have done it. But then she sees Adam, hold those emojis get back. And yeah, I know people bring up the whole, I died and everyone to move on. I don't think they get, here's what I think they're talking about with that. I think what she meant is that I've been having to hold it all in. Like, I found out the secret the same moment you died. I didn't have a chance to actually yell at you or yell at anyone. But
that's what I thought.
Now, granted, it was her own choice because she stormed off. Yes. Yeah. But at the same time, though, she's been holding it back. That's why I said before.
Years, probably.
Or however long. Yeah, and I said she never had a chance to properly grieve. She's been denying that grief, and it's been coming back to her full force throughout this whole thing.
Episode 3, when she meets at the I forget the Skeletor. I keep forgetting Skeletor guy name. Not Skeletor, the other Skeletor version. Again, I
agree. I agree with this.
She was a bit homo in second season. She was weird. I don't mean talking about that she didn't understand. That makes sense.
honestly, I can see it happening. Now scheduled to go into the top world.
I hope so.
Yeah,
I super hope so. And I hope they add in the romance in the second season.
Yep. Oh yeah, I think there'll be a romance in the second season.
Yeah,
because they're so cute. I love them.
You were saying, Dom? Sorry, we were talking over you. What?
My bad.
I can definitely see that in season 2, where Tila
or second part.
Or second part.
Yes, the second part where Tila becomes more humble and gradually going being reconstructed into the Tila that we all know. No, and as for part 2, I see as He-Man's the lead with Tila's with on his side as the dear protagonist.
I definitely agree with that. I definitely agree with that. That's why, again, when I see all these people complain everything, they're looking at the surface level, not the context.
Well, again, the context.
Can things be handled better? Oh, yeah.
Yes.
I definitely agree.
Yeah.
But, is it the dumpster fire? No, but you try and tell these people that they've had a whole year to look at it only one way. Only one way. And they went in, and that's all they're seeing.
To the point after it exploded like a bomb.
Exactly. And that's why they are only looking at... Now, and if you're over here, any of you in the chats and everything who don't agree, I'm just
fine. That's your opinion.
Fine, completely fine. No problem with that.
If you disagree, cool. I won't stop you. But for the love of God, don't have to become the same people who hate this shit 20% because it didn't get what? Newsflash! No other He-Man probably besides after this one, you want the He-Man 2 show. If that's your ever got proper ending, I never finished it, would we? Well, if you want the 80s, fine, go for it. But just move on and just focus on something else.
Yeah.
But no, people won't accept it. Yeah, they want the focus on their own. So this show in my child, I'm gonna hate this 20%.
It actually plays.
Fuck off.
It actually plays into. I can see the reason why some people would do that in their review or analysis on Masters of the Universe Revelations is it plays onto confirmation bias, which is something anybody should avoid as possible if you want to make an honest review of whatever it is that you're reading.
Pros and cons. Pros and cons. Not just pro, not just cons.
What happens if constructive criticism?
Exactly.
Did I get formed the window these past couple of years? I'm starting to think that word that I'm in front of when it says everything's word, which that word has its own meaning anymore. Like, what the fuck does word mean anymore? It means nothing.
Yeah, it's not just constructive criticism that was thrown out of the window, but also objectivity, because some people are trying to put subjectivity over objectivity.
Yes.
Than anything else.
Which is
something you do not want at all, because I'm as liberal as they come. However, I'm moderate on some things, but I'm just really tired of of some of these lines that people would say, like your truth. Like, no, don't say your truth. That what you're expressing is an opinion. Okay, just say that it's your opinion, not your truth.
Mm-hmm.
Just say your opinion. That's it.
Agreed.
Oh, I hope they show more of the Masters of the Universe in the second part.
Same.
Mm-hmm.
Same here. Yeah, because I have a feeling with Skeletor, so now with the powers of Grayskull, you're gonna need everybody.
Yeah, you're gonna need an entire army to be Skeletor. You need an army. Like doing it on not gonna work. Not this time.
Yeah, I have a feeling with part two, we are gonna see a full-on reconciliation between Adam and Tila as she realizes the sacrifices that Adam has to make during his days as he
during exile. Yeah.
Yeah. So while
not exile, more like death, like in heaven.
Yeah. So while this sequel is not the sequel that we wanted, and as Robert says, it's a coat of paint, paints that diverge from main continuity. It has the potential to stand on its own 2 feet. It just just part 1, it had a rough start. So I'm not going to deny that. That's why
I feel like that's always the case. I feel like
that's always the case.
There's always going to be something.
Yeah, exactly. Really great, or it could all go in cross. To be fair, not all shows start after that meeting. But one show I've been that just started meeting with Voltron. I know some of you hate the ending of Voltron. I pretty like the ending of Voltron and Voltron and it's such a great ending. I just really hate that ending, but that show was so bad. I mean, I love everything about that show. I know it's not perfect, not perfection, but that show I love started. They started a meeting. I don't get what you don't want the ending, but that's just me. But
are you talking about the new Voltron or original Voltron?
The new Voltron.
The DreamWorks Voltron.
Yes.
Right. DreamWorks Voltron.
I probably love that show. It's just bad on. I love the ending. I know some hate the ending, but I don't get why. Like, I don't get it. Like, yeah, great ending. Like, it was bad and awesome. Like, did I watch the same show everyone else did? I feel like people watch the at the point in saying, this show you would have taken it. No, it didn't. That turned out to make no sense to me. Like, what the fuck did they do anything? Like,
when you realize you actually got it, and then people are like, what?
I think the change. Yeah. I think that the change in two with DreamWorks Voltron is when you learn like what's going on behind the scenes, like the production and the development of the series and the seasons that was being done. Because I admit I did enjoy. I was hooked by new Voltron because I remember getting introduced to Voltron through like the original series and its sequels and spin-offs. As for this one, I see this new Voltron standing on his own 2 feet. However, like, looking back, like after season 1 and like the later seasons, I started noticing the cracks in the armor, such as like the characterization, like where each character
story was
going on. Yeah, and also it starts to like to cater towards people's ships instead of like actually have the characters.
The pandering.
Characters like the pandering. Because like with like when they like made the announcement that Shield's gay, but looking back at episodes, there wasn't really hints because people would ship him with Althea.
I personally did not care about that at all because I don't care about ships.
I don't care. I don't care about the ships either. Just let the characters be the characters. However, just when they made the announcement, I felt like, okay, guys, you're pandering. Don't do that.
Shipping is cancer. It can be cancerous.
And like I said, like people like.
Hey, I'm back.
Hello, welcome back.
Sorry about that power flux with the storm going on and everything.
It was fun. We just transitioned from He-Man to Voltron.
To Voltron. Well, I was going to bring up about since I know you're a fan of this, Dom. Snake Eyes. Has anyone seen it?
I saw it. It sucked. It was so disappointing.
How are you, Dom?
I've not watched G.I. Joe Snake Eyes, and it was actually a decision. It was my own decision of not seeing it because
I don't want to see it either.
Yeah, that missing much.
Like Larry Hama, what are you doing?
What the hell happened to him?
Like, why are you not defending your characters, man?
They put the Snake Eyes character. Yeah.
I'm not a G.I. Joe fan.
It was
so
that
I have
bad?
no idea what's going on.
It was so disappointing. Look, I know less Snake Eyes character because for the school, I only know Snake Eyes through the other media. So my favorite G.I. Joe character ever. But they made Snake Eyes go for a jerk, which I get it. He's trying to get revenge with father, and I fine. But it's so cool to revenge, and then he's with the shit, I screwed up. So he goes trying to help the clan, what he does, and it goes downhill from there. It started out very interesting, but then it goes downhill there, and it gets stupid.
Ouch.
Oh jeez,
yeah. The two things that came out of the movie was the acting actor I like between Snake and Storm Shadow. That comes in a million pass on. That comes in awesome. I love that chemistry. That was great.
Alright.
But other than that, the action just bad. Was getting disappointed. I was looking for the action, but no, they went shitty can bullshit.
Oh jeez.
That pissed me off. But the story, it just got so disappointing. It's a bad story. No, I seen worse. But it's not bad Space Jam New Legacy. That thing infuriated from insanity. This was just disappointing.
I'm sorry. I just want to say this quickly. I just saw someone said Adam is in the Revelation was Liberace gay. It's like what?
What?
Wait, who?
Did we? What?
They're saying Adam was pretty much Liberace gayness. It's like
what does that even mean? I don't know that terminology.
Okay. Hey, Dade Lee Murphy, I agree with you. I do think I will call bullshit on Kevin saying he was a fan. I will agree with that. All right. That much I will agree on him lying about. But for everyone saying he wanted to ruin everything and take it apart, no.
I think he tried his best.
Yeah, I think he tried his
best.
And here's what I think happened. It's the same thing happened with the DC Comics. Rob David was probably the big one spearheading this. He can't write. He's not a writer. He's an executive. He can come up with story ideas. He can make sure they stay true to the characters, but he can't write. It's like why even in the Thundercats, He-Man Thundercats crossover, yes, his name's on it, but it was Goldfine, who actually is a writer, who did the writing.
Who wrote the story.
Yeah, and during when Dan Abnett took over, I asked Abnett. He flat out said Rob David gave him the plot and he just scripted it. I'm pretty sure that's pretty much what happened here. Rob David plotted it out. He picked Kevin because he thought Kevin's a big geek guy. He didn't realize about the fact that Kevin said he was never a fan and tapped him to do it because he can get all the connections. He can be the guy, the face guy. He's one of the well-regarded geeks in Hollywood. Right. So I'm pretty sure this was still mostly Rob David stuff. Obviously, he had more hands on deck compared to the comics. And I'm pretty sure that's what's been going on here. All right. So yeah, did Kevin have zero investment? Probably not compared to other comic stuff.
Yeah.
You want to come on in? Sure. Do you have some way I can send you the link so I don't end up getting more people jumping in?
Yeah, because
I do not want it to be an open house where anyone could jump on in. I don't want that.
Yeah, I get that, believe me. Like, still got dedicated 6 people only. Mm-hmm. But the problem is, if for free, you only have 6 people. If it's it's just to pay in order to get more people. I
do not want it to be left open. So yeah, I can invite you in. Do you have a way for me to send you the link? A Twitter link. Okay, hold on. Give me one moment. You guys just keep talking while I do this.
Okay.
What I did appreciate about Masters of the Universe Revelations, I will give them credit. This is the choices of voice actors and actresses.
The voice cast was amazing.
Oh hell yeah!
I love the voice cast.
Yeah, it's like even though like Alan Oppenheimer did reprise his role as Skeletor, he did.
He was Mossman now.
He was Mossman. He was great.
Oh, Mossman.
Oh yeah,
he died. That was dark.
Yeah, but let's be honest though, he is the easiest one to kill.
That's true. He's got a swamp thing. It was sad.
No.
Yeah, I like it, but then him like, what do I know? I'm only a million years old.
Yeah,
which is considered young.
Great. We got to Adam.
I know. I love that. Although I love how he's hopefully blunt saying like, I just got here, same as you.
Yeah, that was great.
That was great because Adam's thinking like, well, you were gonna just like, yeah, but I just got here when I died.
Yeah, that was great. And when Adam got to receive the first term into He-Man, that was so badass. Man, that was so awesome. And for the episode when you see different Skeletor, amazing.
Yep, and I will say this. I will just say this. Once they mentioned the orb of power and everything, I was like, yes, because that's something they've been building up in some of the other versions, especially Masters of the Multiverse.
Wait, in the Multiverse? Huh.
Oh yeah, that was the last miniseries where you had movie He-Man, this little minifigure version of He-Man, and all being sent in to help out to stop an evil anti-He-Man. And they had Keldor, meaning of course Skeletor, but he says Keldor he's supposed to be the champion. And basically he's from a universe where everything's bad. But look.
Oh, he's not adorable. That's cute.
Yep, and
cute. Nice. All right, movie.
And Dan Fraga worked on this before he just left.
That is so cool. That's so badass.
Yeah, but it's kind of disappointing that he just took off. He just left DC. I mean, I know he's probably talked about his stuff. Yeah. I haven't paid attention to his stuff at all.
That's a shame because the story sounds kind of fun. Like, what?
It is. And by the very end of it, Keldor reveals that he does have the power and everything.
Nice. Hold
on. I'll show you that too. Because, they're going through different parts of the multiverse and everything until they finally reach the end, and DC He-Man shows up. Oh, yeah, you want to know what they call 80s He-Man?
Sure.
Annoyingly chipper He-Man. That's what they call it. They call him annoyingly chipper He-Man.
That's great.
But, here's Keldor He-Man.
Oh, yeah, the anti-He-Man.
All right.
Well, no. He's a good He-Man. Anti-He-Man is more.
Right.
Anti-He-Man is. But the big question is though. He's Skeletor or Keldor. He's supposed to become Skeletor. He's supposed to be the bad guy. And the whole notion that He-Man always beats Skeletor.
Yep. That makes sense.
Yeah. So hold on a second. I'm just getting the link.
All right. Now, dear, when you do come in, please just be calm and everything. And because I see here that you didn't care for it, I understand, but I just ask that we all be respectful still, all right? We'll let you hear your side out if you had issues. I get that, but let's just be respectful. That's all I ask. Let's keep it civil.
Let's keep it civil.
We really don't want to argument on it because
I'm not making accusations. I'm not making accusations. I'm just saying let's try and keep it civil.
We love to hear you out.
Yeah, because I'm noticing that. Because I just looked at his stuff and it's like, oh.
Oh, hey.
Dade.
Hello?
Can you hear us?
Yep. Oh, no.
Can you hear me?
Yep, we can hear you.
Everybody's
Hello.
good.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yep.
Good
All right. So, do you have a take on this you want to share?
Here's the thing. I've been watching and reading this whole thing, and while I initially am against it, I think it's basically garbage. I have to say something about Kevin Smith. I expect a lot better from him because as a writer, he actually is very creative, even if a large portion of the times he only goes back to the well with his movies. But if you've ever actually read some of the comic books that he's written and other movies that he's
$1 Million Man,
he's quite good.
Bionic Man, Green Hornet, those were very good reinterpretations.
Those were good.
I did not know any of that.
He's actually quite good. In fact, he's done a few things on the Justice League, the Flash episodes where you'll ever hate the show. He's fine.
Those five episodes were actually really good. I love the episodes.
It's everything that you guys have mentioned. You've got a bunch of people behind this that don't have a fucking clue what they're doing. And
besides Rob David, probably.
Right, and they're not really invested in it all too much except to make money, especially after they've seen what Castlevania did. The difference between
this and Castlevania, I love that show. Sorry.
The difference between this and Castlevania is that Castlevania has never been anything outside, with the exception of a few books, the entire video game arena. So,
True.
So the story that we worked on was in development hell for years, and actually to get 4 seasons out of it is something. Now, what I've put on Twitter is, and if people want to go to my Twitter, it's Dade ZC Murphy 85.
Yep. You posted in there.
I basically said, this is like when the nostalgia critic Doug Walker was talking about M. Night Shyamalan's version of The Last Airbender.
Don't mind me.
Now listen. I don't interrupt any of you guys.
Sorry. You're right. Sorry. We're sorry.
I'm simply pointing out the fact that even though M. Night Shyamalan made The Last Airbender and is a vastly terrible movie, it does not negate the fact that the original Avatar shows are excellent and there's nothing to fix or change. This is the exact same situation. This doesn't have to be connected to the original, no matter how hard they try, because it's so far from the original shows. There's nothing to compare it to. And even the 2000, and I read some guy's comment saying, oh, well, if they redid everything from the 80s show, blah, blah, blah. I said, they did this in 2002, and everybody loved it, especially since it was a little bit of a fresh take. There is no excuse that this property cannot work. The issue is, like I said, this is basically Kevin Smith being M. Night Shyamalan and The Last Airbender, and you need to change absolutely nothing from the original He-Man or She-Ra cartoon, and you do not have to accept this whatsoever. You can simply ignore it, because they've already proven there's a multiverse for a lot of properties out there, and this is just one tangent in that entire multiverse, and those are better books, by the way.
Yep.
Hey,
you don't have to complain about this show because it doesn't exist. It's the M. Night Shyamalan Last Airbender of the He-Man universe. That's all I'm telling you, people.
Hey, that is perfectly fair. Hey, that is perfectly fair, and we respect that. And look, I look at this as I look at this as not a direct continuation. I look at it as more like a splinter, like close enough continuation is what I look at it like.
Right.
Yeah,
and
that's how I.
And the thing is, not a lot of people are looking at it in your perspective lens or mine as well. They're literally saying it's this, and this. And I say, guys, it's not, because if you really want to say what's a direct continuation from the original show, The Adventures of He-Man, which came out in the 90s.
New Adventures,
New Adventures was bad. That was technically the continuation for as bad as it was.
Yep, well, at least until this, where they made it very clear that it's a separate universe altogether.
Timeline.
Right, there you go. And that's what people need. People need to take that. It's like Phalis said about the Turtles Forever. They've established a continuity to where there's a timeline, and they've proven it. And that's why I said when they did Rise of the Ninja Turtles, I was like, okay, Black April, who gives a shit? It's in another universe. Get over it.
Yeah,
exactly.
Exactly. I view this as the exact same thing, but I really, it's more akin to this is Kevin Smith's M. Night Shyamalan moment, and he's gonna have to suffer for it because and everybody tell him to take the heat. So that's it.
Yeah, and I do agree with that. My biggest beef, and what's been my biggest beef this whole time, I don't know if you were here when I said it, is how for the past few months I've been trying to say why I'm looking forward to it. And it all goes to Rob David because of the comics, because of his involvement here. And yeah, I expected the fact that it wasn't having as tight control as he did the comics, because you had other cooks in the kitchen. But every time I bring it up, people dismissed me, brushed me off, saying, "Nope, it's going to be woke. Nope, you're not a fan."
So tired of that terminology. That would make no sense anymore.
Yeah, like you're not a fan. You're not a, and they're still saying, even to this point, when I say I like it, they're saying real fans hate it.
Well,
bullshit. I don't bullshit.
I'm saying I am a real fan. I don't like it, and that's fine. That's just my opinion.
Yeah, that's fine.
My opinion is not fact. My opinion is not reality. And if people actually read the books where this, as I would say, the Birdman 15 would say, the books fucking matter, this is what that's based off of.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah, this is definitely closer to the DC stuff, but not exact. Even then, not exact.
Right.
Exactly.
So the people that say that they're the hardcore fans, see, I grew up with this, and my 4 daughters watched it on DVD. We don't like it because we don't like it, but it's like it's okay.
Yeah, it's
we
fine.
don't have to like it,
Exactly.
but we also have the responsibility to say, hey, look. It's something I've said that people say, hey, it's not my taste. If you like it, go for it. But just don't tell anybody.
There goes that alarm again.
He's probably got a bird in the oven he's going after.
Well, yeah. Remember when not liking things was okay? Yeah, like what happened to that? Like if you're like
what happened to that?
I mean, if you were with newsflash people, that word made no sense. You start quizzing them.
Smoke up. What happened to people not liking things? 2016 happened. Ever since then, people have been fucking crybabies. Yeah. They've let one thing slip into another, and instead of enjoying what they want to enjoy and being mature adults, responsible adults, they believe that everything that they feel has some relativity, something about it is solid and written in stone. That ain't the way fucking life works, pal.
Mm-hmm.
So if you don't like this show, fine. If you don't like this show, say what you don't like about it. But if people like it, let them enjoy it, because there's obviously going to be something previously or coming down the road where the situation is going to be vice versa, and then they're going to rail about it. And you're going to basically say,
like the
hey,
review
man, I don't know what to tell you.
The review bombing is driving nuts.
Yeah, because it's like they are review buying, but they're saying like, "Yay, the real fans are the ones doing the review buying." It's like, yeah, sure. And then when the shoe's on the other foot, you're going to complain.
Yeah.
Rotten Tomatoes has already been called out. Rotten Tomatoes has already been called out for this. If I may make one more analogy before I get out of here, my brother Andrew and I are diametrically opposite about a lot of things. When The Lost Boys came out back in 1987, I was 13 years old. I had no interest in seeing it. I am now 46, and I just saw it the other day. I've read the Wikipedia, and that's it. And I said, if I ever get a chance to see it, I'll get a chance to see it. So I watched it, and I said, okay, I don't get it. This is boring. I call my brother Andrew. He has a temper tantrum because he's about 10 years older than me. So when he saw it, he said, I saw it in the original theater and all this other stuff. And I said, well, I just don't get it. He goes, well, what don't you get, Dade? And I said, I knew what was going to happen. And that's fine. He goes, yeah, and I said, I didn't watch any reviews on it because you just read the Wikipedia. So yeah. And I said, I like the actors in it. I like who's in it. I think the story's great.
Yeah.
I was thoroughly underwhelmed with the delivery of the reveal of Max and the vampires. And I thought there was some disconnect. And he goes, that's probably the best assessment I've ever heard. And he goes, I can see why you don't like it because you were expecting a little bit more from the reveal. And I said, that's it. It's underwhelming.
Yeah.
So I'm a conservative. And my brother's a liberal, and guess what he didn't do? He didn't berate me or call me names and say, "Oh, Orange Man, bad," all this other crap.
No.
Right. No. He just said, "Okay, I understand why you don't get it. I understand why you don't like it because you expected more from the reveal of Max and the vampires." I said, "Yeah." He said to me, he goes, Dade, if you would have seen this when it first came out," and I said, "Yeah," and he goes, "I think you would have loved it." And I said, well, it's pretty darn good. I'm not going to lie, and I'm not going to compare it to Interview with the Vampire or Vampire Hunter D.
Any other vampire movie.
Exactly. And he goes, "Yeah, I wish more people thought like you." And I said, if more people thought like me, how many nieces you would have? And he goes, "Fuck you," and hung up. And I
That's great.
And I guess that's what I'm trying to get with people here is like, look, it's still okay to have differing opinions on entertainment. If you don't like something, that's fine. If you like it, it's fine. But you're for the diehard people that want to go banana balls about this, it's like you guys are wasting your time on so many other things, and you're not taking something.
It's how it starts situation all over again.
Well, Smolka, they're starting a situation of which it's a Pyrrhic victory on both sides. Do I think there's some bad things about this? Yeah, I think that's fine. But I also said I like the premise that He-Man and Skeletor went away and that the magic's being drained from Eternia.
Oh yeah, the
premise that's what I very
great. That's why I like the original title being the end of the universe.
And now the only thing I had a problem with is King Randor's reaction.
Now, the execution. Sorry.
Here's why I said this. Queen Marlena in the Rainbow Warrior of the original show, she already knew Adam was He-Man. A mother knows these things about their kids, and you're gonna bet sooner or later Randor knew too, because he's not exactly the dumbass they make him.
The comic implied it here. The comic here implied that he had a general idea.
So I think that was really the only problem I had, besides Teela and Evelyn and the women looking like they're fucking MMA fighters and bullshit. I thought the designs of the characters were fine. I don't like the shaved head on her, and I think her premise of being the captain of the guards is stupid. But there's a lot of good stuff about this, and I think the artwork's beautiful, and that goes down to the
animation perfection.
And then the people who decided to say, hey, look, this is how the characters are going to look, and the people who did the work and they actually make it look nice. There's a solid idea behind the story that's not being implemented well, and that is on Kevin Smith, because I know goddamn well Kevin Smith knows better how to write.
Yeah, he didn't write everything.
Yeah, my only real beef is he bullshitted the fans, either side, saying, yes, I was a fan and all this. And on top of it, here's where I get really pissy. His daughter has a voice in this. Harley, go get a fucking job without your daddy's help.
Yeah, I will agree.
I don't know about that stuff, but I don't care about family drama, so I don't care about that stuff.
Well, she was in Supergirl, yeah?
I think she was in Supergirl.
It's the fact that if you look at Harley Quinn Smith's
it's only her dad's work.
It's only her dad's work. And if she was any kind of actress like anybody else, she wouldn't need to have her daddy give her jobs.
Now, I didn't mind her in the reboot. I didn't mind her in Jane Silent Bob reboot. I think she actually would go good on mute, but
she was fine.
But that's in the View Askew verse. That's another, Jane.
I know. I'm just saying, out of everything any of the stuff she's been in that Kevin's done, I actually liked her in the reboot. I don't count her as baby Silent Bob since she's a baby.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, see, and that goes along with the fact that, again, when Kevin Smith goes back to the well, he's fine, and he is also fine outside of the well when he's given the ability to be competent. But when he's being starstruck and schmoozed and all this other stuff like with this and trying to play on people's nostalgia, he fucking sucks at it.
That's why I said, I think Rob David, this is why I said earlier, Rob David clearly was the guy who at least got this going, clearly, like he did with the DC comics. He can't write. Yeah, he can't type, he can't write, so he tapped Kevin Smith to be the face because obviously, who's going to see anything that Rob David's behind? Who's Rob David?
No one.
Everyone knows Kevin Smith, and I think Kevin just joined in, and I bet you, I don't think Rob knew about what Kevin said years ago. I don't think he knew. I think he just knew Kevin is the geek guy in filmmaking.
Right.
He needed connections, unfortunately, and Hollywood.
What's the guy's name? Rob.
Rob David. He's the guy who's
Rob David is the H.R. Wells of this entire situation. He's from an alternate.
H.G. Wells.
No, the H.R. Wells, like from The Flash. He's an idea man. He gives you the idea, but he can't physically implement them. And the problem is the ideas between H.R. Well and Cisco Ramon are not being implemented because Smith has Cisco Ramon doesn't know what the fuck H.R. Wells is talking about or Rob is talking about because Rob can't convey properly.
Exactly. It's like, because here's an example. You've read the DC comics, right, Dave?
I read a lot of shit.
No, I'm talking about the DC He-Man comics.
I've read those, and I mean, that's why the show disappointed me.
Yeah, but remember though, when Keith David came on, he totally botched up Tila and Orko. Completely botched them up.
I know, but at least it's not a Batman and Batgirl boinking.
Oh no, that's true. But
you killing joke, right?
Yep. Hey, Taylor, hold on. But like I said to these guys, Keith's take is far worse than what we got here in Revelation. Because he made Tila a bitch with no explanation and a blonde, and made everyone hate Orko, and he became evil. God bless Rob David trying to salvage both. He at least salvaged Tila, but unfortunately Orko was too far gone. That the only thing he could do was explain, people actually felt bad about what happened, and that his attempts at doing good blew up in his face, and he became evil. They had to put him down, though.
Skeletor should have gave Orko just the tip, not Prince Adam. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, yeah, agreed. But then that's why I'm glad Dan Abnett came on at least, and he told me straight up at a convention. Rob gave him the plots, and then Dan did the scripting. That's all he did throughout everything.
Well, this is kind of why I say Kevin Smith can do better and knows better. If Kevin Smith was given the creative freedom that Warren Ellis was with Castlevania for this show, I think it would have been immensely better.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but at the same time, I think Kevin knows his limitations, and I think he knows he can't do a full TV show.
And that's fine. That's fine too. But I have seen Kevin Smith collaborate with other, and I'm not a big Kevin Smith fan. I've seen him collaborate with other writers, and what he puts out for other shows is great. And the CW,
the 5 episodes he did were awesome. They're amazing.
Yeah, the CW, for as much trash it is now, I've seen some of Kevin Smith's directing and work. And those are highlight episodes.
Oh yeah.
So what the fuck happened here?
Again, it's probably
the only thing that right now is Superman Lois and Stargirl. Those shows are perfection. I love the show.
I agree with that.
Superman Lois, perfection. That show is awesome.
Yep. So. But yeah, no. When it comes to this, I think people want to point to this other executive producer. I don't remember their name, but there's this one executive producer who keeps saying she's the reason and the real reason why things are sucking, and I don't blame him.
God.
There's this one woman, I guess, who's an executive who I guess is the one who made a lot of the big decisions, like what the look and everything. If that's the case, then that's probably why. Because I'm pretty sure Rob tried his hardest, Kevin tried his hardest, and again, with Kevin, I've always said this, he's a man baby. There's no question about it. He's a man baby.
He is.
So why everyone was shocked that he acted this way? And I gotta say, it's similar to what happened with James Mangold. Say what you will. I am so tired of everybody going after these pros, showing them no respect when they have done nothing to earn that disrespect.
It's driving me insanity.
Yeah,
Stop it.
But then the moment they bite back, what happens? Oh, see, they're just as bad as Ryan Johnson. They're just like I said, when Kevin initially reacted that way, I didn't blame him. As it went on, I started to blame him. But initially, I don't blame him because he's like, I don't want people to already feel his way off the bat, but thanks to Clownfish and all that, he bit back. That means we're right. That means we were right. It's like, that's not what it means.
That drives me crazy. Because
I've been paying attention to that whole Clownfish TV issue, and basically what I've taken from it as a casual observer is Clownfish TV was correct. Kevin Smith did not handle it the best as he could because he is a man baby.
Very correct.
Well, I would say initially, his first response saying like, well, I wish you guys had told us this and before we locked it in. Then when you look at it, he's been saying, does she have a He-Man? She just gives it up to Tila with her girlfriend. It's like, and everyone, you knew they were all implying lesbians and everything. And so when he called out on that, when you look at the surface level, you can say they were right. On the surface, when you look at what's context and everything, they are so off the mark.
Wrong.
They are so off the mark.
As a usual watcher of their show, they have said before that they purposely use clickbait titles to try and get people in, because they need the revenue.
And Bianca, that's anybody though.
Oh yeah, that is anybody.
True, yeah, that's true. It is.
That is anybody, but when they start saying stuff like
that's usually algorithm for you, but you don't want to use clickbait.
But the one thing that pissed me off the most was when just like it was either today or yesterday where they said, yeah, the only people who are going to join us are people who like The Last Jedi.
What? I hated The Last Jedi.
Yeah, I'm not defending that, but there's a salt of truth to that. Because
there is a salt of truth. I would say, when they made it absolute, the only people
No, Clownfish TV is pretty much just like a political pundit. They want everything that they say to be the truth. Now,
of course they do. Not surprised.
But Smolka, we know that everybody thinks everything they say, like if I say what I think is the truth, what you think is the truth, and all that stuff. Clownfish TV is just basically playing to the audience. Now, when Critical Drinker makes a video, I pay attention because the Critical Drinker has basically practically almost no bias, and he brings the dry, wry humor that you really need to be able to basically take a look back and say, here's the good, here's the bad, here's the ugly, and fuck off film and take a drink while you're at it.
Yeah, that's true.
That's true. But when I have someone try to counter my video and saying, you call that context, show links to his video, here's real context, I take that personal when someone tries to use his video to say, you don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
that drives me insane.
You should, because you take time to make your video.
Mm-hmm.
And it's very much there. The Birdman 13, when he does his stuff on spoofing the CinemaSins, it's great. Now Jeremy from CinemaSins gets bent out of shape over it, and then Cosmonaut Variety Hour also seems to have to take Harley's spiked bat up his butt sideways for some reason when the Birdman 13 says something. And all the Birdman is basically saying is, hey, look, this isn't a sin. That's not a sin. This isn't as great as you think it is. Or take a step back and kind of look at it in a different direction. When you get, I feel sorry for everybody in their 20s and their 30s right now, because if you live long enough to get to be my age, which is 46, you are going to be so screwed because you aren't going to know what's left, right, center, up, down, and your perception of reality is basically going to be toast.
I'm trying my hardest.
Yeah,
I agree.
Hey, I'm 36, so I'm probably the oldest one, the second oldest next to you here, probably.
Yeah, I'm 29. I'll be 30 in August.
You're still young yet.
Hey.
I'm 25.
But that's my point. It's people need to really start thinking outside of their box, thinking outside of what people tell them to think and expect, and really start using
critical thinking.
Critical thinking?
Thank you.
Critical thinking and objective criticism.
Yes, thank you. That's the exact words that I was looking for. I was thinking of my niece who is starting to use problem-solving skills at 2 years old of how to get over the baby fence and hop onto the couch and grab the remote.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Now, one other thing I would definitely say is another reason why I've been having such issues this past year alone is that we've reached a point where people are starting to jump in on just bashing everything right around pre-production. Right around pre-production, they followed the whole way through, just like they did here with the He-Man stuff. And then they have like a whole year or 2-3 years of doing nothing but bashing it. So by the time they go into it, that's all the only mindset they have going into it is bashing it. And then after that, you have they're not going to want to backpedal because they spent so long just building up this narrative.
Yeah, and that goes on both sides.
It goes on both sides.
On both sides.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm gonna confess that I had that similar mentality when Captain Marvel came out, and my daughter, who just got to the airport, she goes, "Dad, can you just turn your brain off and enjoy a movie for once, no matter how stupid it is?" And I said, "Okay," and she was right. It was stupid, but I did enjoy it. I even bought her the Blu-ray DVD combo because she likes the movie. I mean, she's in the Air Force.
That's cute.
She's in the Air Force. She can like whatever the fuck she wants.
Yep.
Hey, Hominus, you just mentioned, you brought up that the original Clownfish tweet. They always emphasize it was a rumor. How many times of that is that they emphasize it, but then they keep bringing this up? They keep bringing it up like it's fact. And the fact that you have people like, I don't know if any of you watched the YouTuber Liana K. Any of you know about her?
No.
Doesn't ring a bell.
She's done that stuff like Boss Fight. She's the one video game journalist who went up against Anita Sarkeesian.
Oh, nice.
I'm surprised I didn't hear of her.
Oh yeah. She's also done. Hold on. Let me look at what else she's done.
I'm glad you went. Anita Sarkeesian is such a complete idiot. Like that.
Oh yeah, but
Anita
Lady Bits. She did Lady Bits and Boss Fights are her 2 series that she's done.
Anita Sarkeesian is a dangerous idiot because she went before the United Nations of all things.
Oh yeah, that did happen. That's what doing.
She's a dangerous idiot.
Yeah. But one, she's brought up. She's been weighing in on this Heat Master of the Universe stuff, and she brought up a very good point. Okay, if you have seen it and still think that Kevin lied, okay. If you're just saying it because everyone else told you and everyone bothers to watch it, you really don't have much to say about it, and except within certain reason. But if you're saying, when you're asked, did you watch it? No, I'm going with others say, then you don't know if Kevin really lied or not. You have things like that.
Context.
Exactly, and she's just gone on about that. She's been bringing up about how she even points out how back when the 2000 series came out, there was actually a massive purge, or at least on so many message forums.
I had mentioned that. I said when the 2002 with Cam, fucking I forgot the guy's last name, the voice of He-Man. Cam Clark came out. It was all guys my age having a fucking fit about it. I actually sat down and I watched it and I said, I like the art style. I don't like some of the designs, but I want to see where it's going. And when they, gave us a younger Tila who was relatively inexperienced and Adam was roughly her same age and the writing was really good. Cam Clark did his voices for He-Man and Adam. And they brought an origin to Skeletor and his connection
to Skeletor stuff, yeah.
And it was great. And I said, I want to see where this goes next. And then they did King Hiss and the Snake Man. I'm like, okay, this is fucking awesome.
But yeah, there was people who did a purge, though, of LGBTQ stuff on many message forums because they didn't want that. And people forget about that. Just like people forget that Tila had a temperament in the 2000 series, but they forget about it because she was hot.
Well, she also had a temperament in the original series. And
but not as much as...
she did. She was the captain of the guard. The writing was so subtle and good at the same time. She was captain of the guard, still the same age as Prince Adam, but they were technically in their 20s. And I'm going to bring up the Rainbow Warrior. She actually dismisses what Queen Marlena says about if you use this maneuver, you can do this. And there's a miniature story arc in that entire episode, and this is one of the best episodes of the original series.
I remember that.
Because it gives a history of Queen Marlena and everything. And
coming from Earth and all that.
And it gives character growth of Tila. And she learns to understand that her elders actually know what they're talking about, And her dad, Man at Arms, Duncan, has basically said, Tila, that's great, but you kind of need to shut up and listen to the Queen.
Very much so. Welcome back. And very much so. And again, that's why, again, I did not care for it. I mean, I definitely think, here's where I stand with King Randor in the first episode. I can accept the banishment because he's being emotional, but I couldn't accept the threat of execution.
That gets weird to me.
That was way too far. The banishment, yes.
Yeah.
I can understand.
It makes sense because he lost his son. He's grieving because what? You're telling my son when he went and you let him die? Like what the hell? Like get out of my sight. Like he depressed.
You also got to remember. People also need to remember that this series, and I'm not talking about He-Man as a whole. I'm talking about. You got to remember that this series does not take place on modern Earth like we have it.
It's
not a democracy. It's not a constitutional republic. It is a monarchy, and if King Randor has a fucking fit, he has the right to say, you're banished or off with your head. So we can say that it's out of character for Randor to say off with your head, which it is, but realistically speaking, from a storytelling perspective, he can say either one of those and get away with them, and it would make sense.
And and then of course you have the fact that again, with Man at Arms, people like to say, "Oh, they ruined him." He's devastated because
he's dead.
His son died under his watch.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he feels like he failed.
He lost a surrogate son. He lost the best friend in He-Man, and he lost a trusted companion that he failed
the royal family.
He was chosen. Yeah, he was chosen by Prince Adam to know his secret and the Sorceress. Yeah. It's not like Man at Arms, like, oh yeah, I kind of knew this, and oh shit, a soldier died. He's like, oh crap, all these years I've spent watching this boy grow alongside my daughter just died under my watch. He's devastated.
So when people say, oh, they ruined, and especially when people say, oh, it's a bunch of man hating. No. Like we brought this up earlier. Tila was the one who said we need to get Man at Arms, and he helped save their life and everything. You had the sorceress. The sorceress and everything. But you had that. Oh, Beastman, and Beastman was there keeping an eye on Evelyn. It's just like, and we knew from the beginning that he was there. He just didn't need to jump in because she wasn't being threatened. He was there for that. So she needed a man to protect her. That doesn't sound like girl power, does it?
No, it doesn't. Because allies are protecting their loved ones. But
again, it's the surface.
Maybe protecting her loved one, kind of.
Yeah. Again, hominids. I get it. All the lies told by Kevin. Yes, but those initial ones, from that very first one that started it all, that's only if you look at the surface of it. Later on, as it went on, I will agree. Yes, Kevin did lie big time as it got closer to the release.
It's called damage control.
And it's called damage. That's damage control, but it also tainted people's expectations of what you could watch. Rodimus Primal, I love his shit on Transformers. I love this guy.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I watched him too.
He was very excited to watch this. He watched this, and when his wife says, this show sucks, it's like, okay, we've got a problem, because his wife is not one to make videos. His wife's not one to throw her 2 cents in. One of the best videos they've ever did together is Should There Be Female Transformers? And they explained where they're coming from as people. Mm-hmm. And I thought that was wonderful. So when Rodimus Primal's wife, God bless you, buddy, when his wife was saying this show sucks, it's like, okay, there's a problem.
Okay, and I won't argue that. I will not argue that.
Because we're getting it from a woman, we're getting it from a mother of 2, and somebody who is basically a lightweight He-Man fan, not somebody who's hardcore and all.
Not heavyweight. Yeah.
Not a heavyweight. She's a lightweight. She's just your casual viewer.
Just knows about it, but probably nothing more.
Right. Not hardcore in the war, which makes sense.
When she's weighing in saying this show sucks, like, okay, there's a problem. And it should be taken seriously. Huh?
Yeah, but...
I didn't know there was female Transformers.
Yeah, go check the video. Should there be...
Oh, yeah, RC. There's RC. It's the best well-known one.
And it's when you got this guy's wife, and Rodimus is like, I've made videos without spoilers, and this is just, and he obviously always states, this is just my opinion. That's a wonderful thing. But when his wife said,
that makes sense.
You've got a problem, because somebody blundered something big time, whether you love or hate it. When you got a
and I will agree with that.
non-fan viewer saying it sucks, there's a problem.
Now, funny you mentioned Rodimus because that reminds me of something else that Liana K brought up. That one of the arguments some of these people bashing on Masters of the Universe said to her as an example that tells you how ignorant they are. How would you feel if Optimus Prime got killed off and replaced with a second stringer?
He got killed too many times. I watched count.
That is beyond. That is beyond. You're like,
which time? I mean,
exactly. This person thought they had a good argument, and they kept on doubling down on it, even though Leon was telling them it happened. It's like, no, it's like, okay, dude. Now I'm questioning if you were a He-Man fan. Then if you're making that bonehead of it.
Did you watch the 80 cartoon with Transformers? Optimus Prime died in that show. He died in the movie and the movie.
Yep.
Well,
you were saying
you don't go up to say somebody, well, how would you like it if Optimus Prime died and they put in a second stringer? It's like, okay, douchebag, did you ever watch the original cartoon?
Exactly.
What the movie
about Rodimus Prime until the Burden Hardest to Bear episode, which preceded the return of Optimus Prime, because the toy company's fucked up.
Yeah, exactly. And it's just like, but when you see that, it's like, I start to question then people, it was like, okay, are you even a He-Man fan if you're making that big of a blunder? Because it's like,
did I miss anything?
Yeah, exactly. That's why sometimes I feel there are people who are in this. I've developed this word. Okay, you know about SJWs? You know what I've called the opposite end of that? Culture war shock troopers. That's what I've been calling them. I mean, does that sound fitting at all? Culture war shock troopers, because
I would call them the Schusswaffle or the SS, however you say that. But some people think that's personal. I was like, you are, because you're stormtroopers.
You're going way too far. You're going extreme.
For some other force, come in and change everything to an extremity. You're basically the Schusswaffle, the stormtroopers of the SS, of the culture war. That's all you are. And you're willing to take a bullet and die for a cause that would not bother to sacrifice you and not care in the long run.
Yeah, but they also
doesn't make any sense. A cause that's stupid to the point that, what the fuck? Like, you really don't give a damn about He-Man. All you gotta do is agenda, which I hate that word I would do, but I have to just kind of
I know. You don't hate it
themselves.
Well, Tevye, you make a good point. They're doing it on both sides. That's the thing.
Yeah. But unfortunately, you have one side.
Sorry, Robert. But there's Stevia, you're making a very good point. You got one side doing it for their gen, you got other side doing it for their gen, and the actual real fans of a lot of things like He-Man or Transformers or whatever.
Or Star Wars, Star Trek.
They're the ones in the middle saying, hey guys, you're ruining it for the rest of us and you don't care.
But unfortunately, though, the SJWs are not the ones who declare they represent all the fans. It's the other side that do. It's the other side that claims we represent the fans. That's why when I see them saying about this review bomb and they're saying the fans are the ones speaking up, it's like, I mean, I just saw this one thing that they said when they're saying, oh, is it really review bombing or is it the real fans come? That's when Clownfish said, are they review bombing or are the real fans giving their 2 cents saying they all hate it? All these people are hating. When then you look through all those reviews, majority of them are saying, Kevin lied. It's the Tila show. This sucks. And then that's all they have and give it 1 star.
No. Did I guys ever talk over again when they review about that movie? That drove me crazy.
You guys remember that The Last Jedi and The Rise of Skywalker, Rotten Tomatoes got caught review bombing their own shit.
True, that is true.
Do not be surprised.
To be fair, Rise of Skywalker was a bad movie, but
I'll be honest. If I can be honest, I didn't hate Rise of Skywalker. I didn't love it, but I didn't hate it.
I thought it was.
That's your opinion.
Here's my very quick interpretation of the entire Skywalker saga with Rey. Everything was a waste. You had.
I agree. With you there.
I'm saying this right now. I saw the first movie and it had potential, and it was all scrapped.
Agreed.
Yeah, I agree.
Jedi just squandered it. Squandered it all.
So it doesn't matter if the Emperor came back or if this happened and that happened, because there was Joseph Campbell's journey of the monolith, of the hero's journey, never happened.
It was destroyed.
It was either Muller or Critical Drinker. One of the two dudes said that Rey should have been a Solo because she was more akin
That's actually not a bad idea. I would have been all.
I would have accepted as a Skywalker too, but not a Palpatine.
Let me Luke's daughter.
Obi-Wan. No, Kenobi. I would have preferred a Kenobi.
No, she would have been better off as a Solo because of her origins.
True, and she would have been.
She was, and honestly, Finn should have been the hero.
Oh, hands down. But when you're in there focusing so much on.
Sorry to do it, but I gotta comment for that. You can start Finn being the hero, yes, but you also have way at the female Jedi. You got both be Jedi. But here's my solution: have a way to be a Jedi, yes. You gotta have a powerful, yes, but have it be a former student of Luke. Yeah, you can have a former student who's well memory wiped, because Luke wiped the memory to protect her because his guy got destroyed. Yes, I know that's cliche, you see it in media. But it really would make sense if that's what she's training. I would all for that. You have it in the Old Republic, you have it actually like for this movie. Simple, sort of driven. Whoever gets very well with the Jedi, you can have Luke as you go after not for 11 but you actually went from the Jedi text. Boom! Problem solved, the solution.
And they could have done that had Disney not opened its pie hole and saying that the previous extended universe didn't exist.
Yeah, they would have.
It had all the characters that you had now. And drawn from those stories, but they botched everything.
Because Kathleen didn't want it.
And exactly, and that's all I'm going to say about Star Wars.
Yeah. That's why I will always...
That would go as Star Wars grants, and I'm tired.
Yeah, that's why I will give, what's his name? The guy who worked on Clone Wars and Rebels. What was his name?
Dave Filoni.
Dave Filoni. I applaud him for trying to bring back as much. I mean, Thrawn... I have all the books. I have all the books because it's Timothy Zahn, and I still think Thrawn, while he's not perfectly handled in there, it's better handled than anyone else would have thought it would have been.
That made me happy. He's coming back as Mandalorian. He's coming back Mandalorian. That made me happy, I think.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mandalorian. I don't know where you're going. I'm sorry, he's back.
No, you're all good, buddy. I interrupted you. I'm sorry. I'm just waiting for a Thrawn and Professor Thawne crossover or team up.
Ooh, that was fun.
Yeah, but like I said, but overall, I mean, okay, let me ask you this then, Dave. Overall, what would you rate Revelation on 1 to 10?
4.5.
Okay, hey, that's reasonable. Better than everyone giving it 1s at everything.
I've given my reasoning in earlier parts of this segment since I've been on. I think it had a lot of good ideas. I think they didn't go where they should have. I think there's too much interference in the wrong areas. I think if Kevin Smith was as up to par with Warren Ellis in any way, shape, or form, he could have written this all by himself and it would have been fine. But you have too many ladles in the soup, and that's the biggest problem. And then it's like Tevya said, there's people on one side over talking about a bunch of shit, and it's like you said, people are on the other side doing the exact same thing. And as I've said, it's the fans that love He-Man in all its incarnations, of which there are many, that are being disrespected and given the middle finger.
Yep.
If you're at a point in life, you can't just take your head off. It's like Jay Garrick in The Flash said, sometimes you just got to take your hat off. If you can't do this with this stuff, don't bother watching it and shut your damn pie hole because we have enough going on.
And I will say this, all those rumors, they only apply to the first half. We have no idea what's coming in the second half.
Second half. We don't second half at all. Like, people don't understand context these days. And
I think the Critical Drinker pointed out that the majority, if not every part of the trailer, which was very misleading in my opinion, came from the first portion of the first episode.
Yeah. No, not all of it. Not all of it. There's a good chunk that came from the last.
Okay.
Yeah, a good chunk of it came from the last as well, especially with the staff forming and everything. And that's basically so much of it happened from the first, but when it came to stuff within the Temple of Wisdom and everything, that all happened from both 1 and 5.
Yeah.
And see, that's why I asked, because as I said, I made statements of I think, or this is what I understand.
I know. That's my impulse to point it out.
I know, and that's good that somebody pointed it out.
Yep,
I was on Twitter, and I was on Twitter, and I was pointing out this person was talking about how the name Masters, that everything's been called He-Man. And He-Man and the Masters of the Universe.
No, that's not true at all, Woody.
And I pointed out, I said, okay, here's the 4 points. The original toy line was called Masters of the Universe. The original mini comics were called Masters of the Universe.
Mhm.
The original toys were called Masters of the Universe, and it was only the He-Man cartoon that was called He-Man and Masters of the Universe because up until that point with Filmation, if you read the original mini comics, it's a very different origin. And
Oh,
the
very
fact that
beyond different.
love
Two
Tila.
swords. That's why I loved how they. Sorry.
Right, I love Tila being the green-skinned snake goddess.
Oh.
That was wonderful.
You snake eyes?
Oh
yeah. If you go to He-Man.org and you read the old comics, you're going to find the origins of a lot of things that are different. That some have carried over into the more modern comics, which is great. Like
like
what was that one? The
nice.
Right.
Okay, that was pretty cool.
What was the whatchamacallit war?
Oh, the Attorney
War?
Eternia War. A lot of that.
They are the three goddesses. You have got it. You have
a lot of that stuff stems from the original mini comics.
The three goddesses, and of course you had the sorceress. You had, and of course Tila and Evil Lynn. The only other ladies would be the other two for representing the dark energy, Horicos, and basically Tila was the sorceress for the snake people.
Yep.
Ooh, that got the pretty fascinating.
Now, of course, she gave up her energy, of course, at the very end, so she got a normal life with Adam.
Right.
Aww,
and Adam was actually more like Vandal Savage without the evil.
Without the ego,
the evil and the immortality, because he comes from a very primitive tribe, just like Vandal Savage did.
Yeah.
So people actually see. I wasn't working for a while because I had officially retired, and I said to my wife, I need to just go get a job. So I ended up getting a job at Walmart for like $17.50 an hour, just farting around. And that's what I do now. And they said, well, it's great that you've done this. What do you like to do in your free time? I said, I love to read. And they go, what do you mean? I said, I love to read stupid stuff. And I literally said stupid shit. And they're like, what do you mean stupid shit? And I said, well, all the stuff that I grew up with kids, I love to read histories on that. I love to read all this other stuff. And they go, oh, so is that what you do in your free time? I said, well, yeah, when my wife lets me near a computer. And that's great, and that's one of the things I tell people is, if I don't know something, tell me. I'd rather be wrong than be right, because oftentimes when I'm right, it's disastrous. But if I don't know something, please tell me so I can learn, because I love to let people know, hey, if I know this about an origin of something, I want to share it with you, and I want you to go check it out because you might dig it.
Yep. Well, I'll say this:
people need to go to He-Man.org and go read the original mini comics. They will love that shit. It's very primitive. It's very old school, and may bore them a little bit, but they're going to learn something about the He-Man mythos. And
I'd say read the DC comic stuff too.
Yep. Yeah, and I adore the green skin Tila snake goddess.
Recognize this from the look at, and remember the final episode 5, and now look at this.
Mm-hmm.
And did you notice what I said this earlier in the stream? Did you notice what Skeletor was quoting at the end? The movie.
Yep.
Now I, Skeletor, am master of the universe.
But I will stand by what I've said on Twitter, and I did pin Kevin Smith for this because he should have known better. Kevin Smith managed to do the impossible. He made the 1987 Dolph Lundgren movie look better by comparison. To this
well, Frank Langella, it's the only thing I've enjoyed from that is his Skeletor.
Frank Langella good in that movie, not so much.
That's one of the many reasons I give this cartoon a 4.5. It had a lot of potential and it was squandered. If they get by some ungodly imagining a second season, they better sure as hell fix it.
Well,
they didn't salvage She-Ra by a fucking long shot.
Oh, hell no. And the funny thing is, though, I actually watched the first couple of episodes of She-Ra, and I didn't mind it. It wasn't until we got to the one with Seahawk that I'm like, I'm done. Up until that point, I didn't mind. I'm like, okay, this isn't bad. Not what I'm wanting, but not bad. This is bad. But then I'm like, I'm out.
You want to watch?
Let Teva.
No. I was saying up for one of you. It's like up. But
I'm setting up. Let Tevya talk.
Yep, go ahead.
Yeah. I'll probably do it. But do I not watch She-Ra? You know what? I watched the first episode. It was fine. It was okay. Like, not my favorite show. But you know what? I enjoyed what it was. I stopped around episode 3. I don't know why I stopped that. This is
Seahawk
boring.
was
I'm
my
done.
point. Yep, the Seahawk one is when I stopped because that's when I started seeing the man hating. Up until that point, I didn't see it. Once I got there, I'm like, I see what everyone's talking about. Abort.
Yeah.
my second daughter out of 4, Tori, loved the original She-Ra, and when she saw this, she had gotten into the Steven Universe stuff, and I said, "I'm sorry, sweetie." She goes, "What?"
Hey, I don't mind Steven.
And I'm like, "Yeah, I don't like Steven Universe either. There's a bunch of stupid shit to it."
Oh,
but but that's neither here nor there.
You're right.
And she goes, "Oh, I want to go check this new She-Ra thing out." So yeah, go for it. She watched one episode. She comes back, "Dad, what the fuck is this?" And I go, "What are you talking about?" And she showed me, and I was like, "Oh my god, this is worse than Thundercats Roar." And she goes,
"Oh god!"
Fuck that show too.
Much worse. She-Ra,
Thundercats. At least She-Ra felt closer to the source material than Thundercats ever did.
Well, she said, "Fuck that shit too." And when she watched Teen Titans Go, she goes, "That's it. I fucking quit. I'm moving to Mars."
That's great. It's a nice joke.
And I should now knowing what's going on, I should ask Elon Musk or Jeff Bezos if we can hitch a ride.
I actually like season 1 of Steven Universe the most because that was before they added any plot and before they messed up the entire thing.
I'll be honest. I actually like I only follow the plot-centric episodes, and so overall, I did not hate it. And I stuck around all the way through Future, and I feel like I'm one of the few. Like I'll say this, I can understand why people have issues with it. I will argue and defend other points, not all, but other points I would defend. But I really cannot stand when I see people like Rainbow Squid and all that stuff make all of these just declarations, and then everyone jumps in. And it's again that whole notion. I feel like. I can't say anything at all, will you? You're just going to dogpile on me. And unfortunately, again, it feels that's where we've gotten. Is these people are willing to dogpile on you if you don't side on bashing it.
Yeah, the series as a whole, it was fine. I just got really tired of the fillers, and I was there with the bombs and everything, and I was just tired of waiting.
It's interesting. Yeah, it's interesting you say that, Bianca, because I only picked up on Steven Universe after the entire show was over. I had originally, I was like, just like, I want to watch something that's going to bash something. And I somehow came across this, to me, excellent video by Lily Orchard called Steven Universe is Garbage, and Here's Why. And I watched the entire 2 hours. And one of the biggest things that Lily Orchard brought up, and I said, holy shit, if they would do this, if they would have done this, rearrange the arcs, it would have been great. She pointed, well, it's technically a guy, but she... and pointed out because of the hiatus is doing this. There's all these filler episodes. When if you rearrange this episode, these seasons, these fillers you can go without or go around, and you get the crux of these stories, which makes the show good. And I said, holy crap! I feel sorry for people who watched that show originally because they got fucking hosed.
Like there was memes of this, of the whole scheduling of Steven Universe and all the other shows that they were screwing around with. And I'm like, yes, bring more memes of this because this is what they should be doing, but it wasn't what they were doing. Now it's like the entire schedule is just like Teen Titans Go. Like before it used to be all Gumball, but Gumball was fun. It was fun to watch.
I didn't watch Gumball, so I don't know type of show whatsoever.
I'm of the wrong generation. I just know
I'm so sorry.
I've never seen them. Oh, that's fine. I know what Gumball is. I've just never seen it. I know what Steven Universe is. And I know what Adventure Time is because I have kids that watch all this stuff. And I just feel, like now you can watch Steven Universe and skip the filler episodes. Who cares if you
who cares?
Back then, they were blundering it so bad. The people that were fans of this just got fucking hosed because there were 6 months hiatuses, filler episodes. Who gives a shit about what Lars is doing and all this other stuff?
I hate Lars.
Everybody does. He's a douchebag. As a character. And then when you get to the Diamonds, you realize she had an idea of how to deal with intergalactic space Nazis, but then she brings in something like the Human Zoo, which is a real thing in history, being a utopia. And I'm like, Sugar, you're a fucking idiot. And I let her out.
I will at least say this. When it comes to how things went near the end, you do realize she sacrificed the continuing of the show by doing the wedding. Once the wedding was actually approved of, she knew she was on the clock. Like, that's why everything just goes so jet, completely
So
sold.
Jeff was quick.
They had to rush it because they knew they were going to be down to a limited, remaining episodes once the
That's
wedding.
her own fault.
Oh yeah. Oh no, I agree. She knew. That's why when she made that, she's not complaining about it. She's basically saying, "I knew when I made the decision what would happen." And I'll be honest.
Well, and that's fine.
It did rush the ending. Like it ended sooner than I saw it. I'm not one of those who, for example, when they talk about Steven Universe's future and how it handles Steven with PTSD, and I'm like, I understand what they were going for. Was it executed well? No. But and when you have people saying that shouldn't happen, it's like, oh, come on now.
Oh, come on. The kid went through hell.
Exactly. When people are claiming, when I've seen people like Rainbow Squid saying, this is a dumb idea, that wouldn't happen. It's like, oh, really? Okay, you're just now you're just grasping at straws. There's nothing more to complain about.
Yeah. Did any of you see the behind the scenes? There was one that went viral, I remember. I don't remember if I saw it
around the time of the movie, I think.
What movie?
So there was
the Steven Universe movie that led into future.
Oh, the movie? I know what it is.
TV movie.
Oh, TV movie. Gotcha.
So somebody asked them, like, how do they get, like, all their episode ideas? And they said, oh, well, here's what we do. We have a hat. We put all of our ideas into it, and then we pass it around.
Were they serious or were they joking?
That's great.
And then they sing along, and they showed an example of it. And then one of them was the baseball episode that was picked. That episode filler, and I'm like, wait, when you say all of your episodes, do you mean all of them? Because that could make sense why everything's so wonky, looks out of place.
Well, the problem with the visual is they didn't have any set storyboards or character designs, and the people that handled the animations changed.
They did all the time.
Oh, that's why it didn't change.
When they say shit like that, they've already been caught lying because they know that you fans have already guessed what was going on, and they stole those ideas from you, saying, "Oh, this is a possibility of what's going to happen." And say, "Yeah, that sounds like a good idea. Let's just do that and say that it was there all along." They got busted for that.
Ooh, I did not hear that.
I didn't know about that stuff. But I don't watch the movie, so I'm going to talk on that stuff.
Also, I wanted to ask. So when I first saw the images for the Masters of the Universe, and then I saw the trailer, I was making a prediction of, since I see their older clothes, but I see newer clothes on the picture, that all of this was going to be more like a flashback and what's happening now kind of thing. I thought it was, I don't know, for some reason I thought it was obvious in a way, but I guess, like, I don't know.
A lot of people figured that. A lot of people figured that, I think. I think a lot of people figured that out. Yeah, a lot of people figured that the first episode. A lot of people thought it was going to be the first 2 episodes, but nope, just the first one.
No,
now, I will say this though, and I said this at the very earliest part of this stream. I do not think the show could have held up being everything like the first episode. I don't think it could have done that.
No.
That's what I feel like. It could not do that. Doing it for the first and then getting more character stuff for the next 4. That was in general. I mean, now I'm not talking about execution. I'm just talking about in concept alone. That was probably the best way to go about it. And then once we reach to this point, then Skeletor has the power. It's going to probably be all action for the next 5. Probably.
All action in next part.
But a different type of action. But a different type of action compared to the first episode, which was more reminiscent of the original show.
That was fun. That made me smile. Is he even taking that? Oh, sorry. Wait a minute. But wait, when he started that broke me, it made sense.
Well, when the sword broke, now that's a throwback to the mini comic. Originally, it was always 2 swords. You would need both swords. That's why if you ever look at the toy for Castle Grayskull, you need the 2 swords in there.
2 swords.
You need 2 swords. Which was also in the movie, the Dolph Lundgren movie.
When I saw 2 swords straight, I said, oh shit, there's She-Ra in there.
No, She-Ra, that was them playing off of the concept later on by having it be 2 swords. But originally, no. He-Man was supposed to have a sword and Skeletor was supposed to have a sword. They actually do reference that at the end of the Dolph Lundgren movie. That sword that Skeletor just randomly pulls out at the very end, that was the other sword.
Well, it came with the original toys too.
Yeah. But if you read the original the original mini comic, they made it clear you needed both swords to enter. So having it be that this sword, got separated into 2 halves that go from heaven and hell, I like that idea.
That kind is great. I love it. Kind of badass. And
now, you might know a bit more than I did. When did Skeleglow get introduced? Was that like a post 2000 thing?
I wonder about that. I thought it was Skeleglow.
Yeah,
but not.
I believe he was one of the later edition toys
from the classic era. The classic, as in classic line. No. I mean the classic line figures.
Oh, classic line. I don't follow toy history.
Yeah, that was 2000 after 2000s.
No, I believe. Let me do my research here. That was actually one of the original last variant type toys.
But was he always? But now, where do you stand on the belief? Because obviously this show kept it vague. Do you think he's future Skeletor, or do you think he's the inspiration for Skeletor?
That's what I wonder.
I mean, obviously giving out a different voice, it's obviously a different character in this version, but
yeah.
Because when he showed up in the comic, in the Revelation prequel comic, I had no idea who it was at first because I forgot about Skeleglow.
I knew who that was. I actually know it was Skeletor himself, but
obviously.
Yeah, but no, with that Skeletor, it didn't get it all together. But John Skeletor didn't stab the entire time, which that was joy because
they even say called it making a deal with the devil. Yeah, that's Skeleglow.
Yeah, that's him. I wonder about that.
Dominic has been kind of quiet. Did you want to say anything,
Dominic?
Dominic?
You want to say anything? We're sorry we've been talking over you.
Dominic, you want to say anything? Dominic?
Let's wait for him. He's on mute. He's on mute right now, so give him a moment. Okay. You can speak up whenever you want to. Once you're unmuted, I'll let people know.
Yep.
I put a link for you in regards to Skeleglow in the side chat.
Yep, taking a look.
From the He-Man.org website.
Oh, yeah, so it's basically a refashioned Skeletor figure and everything. And so it does go all the way back then. So it does go. Now, that one probably was future Skeletor. Or it was Skeleglow because he glowing in the dark. But then they said it would be a separate character.
Yeah. So Scareglow was Skeletor's minion, but when he dies, he had become Scareglow's. It's just a toy variant. It's it's quote to be quote unquote the ghost of Skeletor, give or take.
Yeah, I think the idea of him being a separate character like they did in this one. I mean, I like that. So happy to be that Orko took down the devil.
Yeah, that's badass. Oh.
Yeah, I see you wanted to do a share, but I was waiting for you to actually get set up to show the image.
Yeah.
Once you do that, then I'll share it.
Yeah, it's set up, so I know.
Yep.
Let's see right now.
Yep, I see.
Right.
Yep, there's that, and scroll down a little bit. I know there's more. Yep, there we go.
Yes, 3 of them.
There's regular Skeletor and then the other.
Skeletor, the
Skeletor. That guy is
it's kind of Skeletor. Over there.
From all the way from the left, as we're looking at it, it's Scareglow, Skeleglow, and then Skeletor. Scareglow is actually his minion. So these are actually all original. These are all original era He-Man toys at the very end of the life cycle of the show.
Awesome.
They never made it in the show,
That's pretty cool.
But they are actual real variants of from the original toy line.
Kind of like Fake War with He-Man, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, the sword. Cool.
Yep. Oh, yeah, that's the other sword, because I told you, we said they had the other sword. But yeah, He-Man.org, and I've noticed there are some people, a number of them are from Clownfish followers, who are who are being really extreme in the forums, but for the most part, I've noticed people are more civil in the He-Man.org forum, where there are people who still have issues with it, who are even saying they don't like it, but there are a large majority of people saying they've enjoyed it.
Mm-hmm.
And so I look at that, when I think about real fans, I'm saying, when I think about the real fans, I look at that message forum compared to anywhere else.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that is in the long
Better than Twitter. Better than Twitter.
What the fuck?
I know Dominic's still quiet, and I hate to do this, but I'm starting to get tired, guys. So I'm gonna start wrapping up.
Here's the problem. Tell you. I don't want to apologize. Just saying they want watching me. Why want to? We like that. But don't.
What are you looking at?
Oh, it's in comments. Yeah.
Oh, yep. I see you. But yeah, I'm starting to get tired, guys. But thank you all for coming. Hey, Dave, thank you for jumping on. Dom, if you're hearing this, sorry that we've kept you quiet. Same with you, B. So sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, you're fine.
Okay, but yeah, this was really fun. This was probably one of the most interactive streams I've had in a long while. So thank you all. And hey, Dave, if you ever want to come back on, you're welcome. Anyone's welcome to come back.
You got to get Tristan back on here sometime.
Oh, hey, you think I haven't tried? You think I haven't been trying?
I miss her so much.
I really do want to talk to her. Right?
I still haven't gone on a stream with Tristan.
I watch her videos, but I miss the days when she was on Twitter. But I'm glad she left for her own mental health. But I miss that kid so much. She's a good kid.
Mm-hmm.
Twitter is such a cesspool.
Oh, good God! And let's point out, Dave. If you look at her her comments recently, she is getting slammed for liking the message of the universe.
I just saw
there was
assholes.
Yeah.
There are these comic assholes that tried to basically get her video removed.
What?
And I called their bullshit on. It was about a week ago about the White comic book series that's written by the Black. It's called White.
Yep. Oh yeah. We already know about that. We already knew about that. And she has.
I went toe to toe with the creator of that book and their publishers, and they tried to call me a racist. And then I showed them in DMs my South Korean wife and two of my South Korean daughters. They fucking blocked me in a flash. So yeah, fuck them. And if you got a problem with Tristan, fine, but don't be a dick about it.
Exactly.
Oh, that's good to hear. That's cool. That's good to hear. But yeah, like I said, if you just look at these guys,
everybody saying, "Oh, you're being a white knight for Nerdats News," and I said, "No, she don't need the white knight."
She don't need either. They do it to me too.
It's her opinion.
I'm calling her, and the quartering got behind me, and I said, "I'm calling you bullshit because you're trying to get her video illegally removed, bitch."
Yeah, what the fuck?
You're a racist, and I said, "Yeah, this is my wife from South Korea. These are my two South Korean daughters. Go fuck yourself." They're like, block, and I go, "Yeah, whatever, bitch."
And I've been told I'm a guy and a simp, and I'm like, no, I'm a girl, and I'm not interested in that way. I just have similar opinions, or not as you
we all have different opinions. But
I know, but what I feel bad most for Tristan though is that there's so many people who are longtime commenters who lately have really been getting mad at her for not parroting everyone else.
Oh, you changed.
That can drive me crazy. Like, what the fuck? It's like we can't have an opinion anymore. Like. Wait,
Tristan didn't change. Everybody else changed.
Exactly, and everyone else. And there's one person I've been seeing who's been trying so hard to tell her, "Oh, I get it, what you're trying to do, but you really need to be more of a truth channel." And I'm like, "Truth channel? What the hell are you talking?" In other words, the only thing I can think about that means is be like everyone else.
Yeah, I'm telling people who hear me right now. Leave Tristan the fuck alone. She can have her own opinion all she wants.
Exactly. And if she enjoys it, and she enjoys, for example, Masters of the Universe, then let her. But stop going in there acting like you're wrong or the worst ones are the ones who but say she's wrong, but make it very clear they either didn't watch the video or they're still spouting the opposite opinion of her video. Right. But they're dancing around not wanting to call her she's wrong because they know that's going to bring the hammer down.
Right. Yeah, that drove me crazy.
Well, I think the biggest thing is when these assholes did what they did to her YouTube video, I pinpointed YouTube specifically. I said, "Hey, YouTube, this person here and this person here is trying to get this person's video removed on your platform for a false violation of a TOS." Mm-hmm. And that's when I went toe to toe with the creators of the comics and their fucking fanboys, and I said, "I don't give a shit." And then YouTube essentially backed me up, and I think they may have removed it.
They did remove it, but they only removed it after the week passed. They didn't remove it any sooner. So I think it was a case where it just lapsed. It just lapsed. That's all they did. They just let it lapse.
Well, it's better that they let it lapse than fucking, nothing else. Because they could have kept it permanently, which would have been bullshit.
Oh, yeah.
That would have been bullshit. That would drive all of you insane.
But again, thank you all for coming, and I'll be seeing you all later.
Awesome. See you later.
Good night.
You too.
Yep.
Yeah.